But I've got the guy.
I've got a guy. You know the part, like funny guy for travellers. Do you know any funny?
Election last year. He's waiting to come on. That's his name's Oliver. His name's Oliver.
Bless him, Gandhi, innit? He's done well, innit? A little bit effeminate, but he's like, he's like, there's a bloody British. They showed up, like, took over from the movement, didn't they? And then Gandhi had to like calm down a bit.
We're live. Nothing funny's going to go on. Send us the links, yeah. Oh, we're live.
You know, why did they put on there?
Russia, man. He's threatening for my country, Russian man.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Wendell Daniel, and welcome to Urban Scoop. And we are coming to you live and direct from the regular Sunday mayhem down here at Speaker's Corner. Hold on. You can chat in a minute.
Hey, Colin.
I'm just introducing. Okay. So what I would like to do, everyone who is joining us on Tommy Robinson's YouTube page and also Tommy Robinson's Twitter.
Colin, the second half of this is
for the
you're going to like.
Starting
a debate.
Many of you will know, but I don't do black man time. When I say I'm going to start at 1 o'clock, I start at 1 o'clock. But today we started slightly late due to the boss in the background, and he told me to tell you that due to white man time, we are running late, not due to black man time, because I was here at 12 o'clock. 12:30, I'm ready to go live. But just to let you know, it is going to be a fun-packed day today. And we're meant to be starting with Steve the Atheist. And I do hope he's watching. He's bottled out. As you know, Steve the Atheist is part of a political party that's run by Nigel Farage. And as you know, over the last couple of weeks, Nigel Farage has been encouraging a lot of degenerates to join his party. And as a direct result, I wanted shut up, you want your country to be free. So Steve the Atheist is not going to be here today. He's down at the BBC with the Iranians. But in a few moments, I will be inviting a gentleman by the name of Oliver.
The Iranian issue is a big issue, too.
Oliver is a member of the Conservative Party, and Oliver supported Robert Jenrick a couple of years ago.
Today it's not cutting off when I go to the other platforms.
Elected the leader. So before we go over to that, I'm going to see this man here. He's a well-known heckler down here.
I'm not heckling, bro. All I said, I want my country back.
We
have too much problem here. Too much problem.
You want India back?
I'm Englishman. What you say? Me from here.
You are from here?
England.
Yes, sir. So am I. So you said
you know English.
What am I then?
You know English.
What am I?
You don't posh. You don't speak posh. I have a degree in England, bro.
You hold on. You got a degree in England speaking like that. You are not talking like you've been educated.
Was in the English army.
Big up.
Guys are weird.
So what?
I'm English.
So what?
I gave you Hyde Park free speech in my country.
What
did you give? Bamba! What you give to my country?
I'll tell you what I give to your country, which is also my country.
You don't want no ganja.
You don't want ganja?
Yeah.
What is ganja? I don't know.
I ask you. What you give to my country here.
But shh, let me tell you what I give to the country.
What?
Listen, I've now been in this country since the 15th of November, 1973.
But you want what?
Listen. I've made an amazing contribution to this country. I believe in this country. I uphold its values.
You get their
and
accents,
one thing
Colin?
that's really important, I own my own business. Yeah, hold on, listen.
Yeah.
This is listen. Last week, 2 weeks ago, this madman behind
Hopefully
me,
everyone else will
he's
start
telling
popping
me
in.
that he's ashamed that black people are in this country. And I said, hold on, I'm more English than you. He goes, all black men, yeah, they don't pay taxes. They're all scroungers. But I said, listen to me, sir. I got my own business. I submitted my accounts to HMRC the other week, and I pay more taxes than he does.
You show a loss, bro. How I prove you pay tax? You show a loss.
I show a loss.
Yeah.
But even if I show a loss, that's because I've invested my money wisely.
Foreigners show losses to my country. Only I am genuine because I'm pure English, bro.
You're pure English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You speaking in a posh accent. You can't be royalty speaking that royalty accent, bro.
Hold on, how am I speaking posh?
It's not posh. You want to be posh like me.
You
posh. Want to be royalty. You can't be royalty like me, bro. I'm the real English from Hyde Park.
So tell the people.
In England. I give back to the community.
How do you give back to the community? By robbing them and giving them ganja?
Did I say that? Did I say that to you?
I'm asking a question, so fill in the answers, yes or no. Justify how you give back.
Me not smoke.
You not smoke?
Me not drink.
You lie. And stop spitting on me. A couple of weeks ago.
I just love my music, bro.
What kind of music you like? Classical? Beethoven? Tchaikovsky?
How you know this?
Because I listen to Classic FM.
You don't look the time to listen to that music. You don't look the time.
Listen, bro. Listen, bro. In the morning, I listen to Classic FM.
Bro, if I see you in the night, I run away, bro.
Why would you run away?
When I look at you, bro.
Hold on. Why?
I will zip up my pocket. I will zip up my pocket, bro.
Why, you think I'm going to rob you and thief your money? But you ain't got no money for me to thief.
Designer clothes, bro. I wear designer, bro. And it's kosher and it's halal, bro. Halal, bro. Yeah.
But tell me something. Come forward. One thing I have noticed and observed here at Speaker's Corner is since Tommy Robinson, through this channel, on Tommy Robinson's YouTube and Twitter page, what I have observed is that Muslims don't come to Speaker's Corner when we are live. And that's because they're chickened out. They're scared. You've got people like Al-Dawa, Muhammad Hijab, all of those Muslims.
Hey, I'm for Tommy Robinson. What is
They're
wrong
scared.
with you? He's a good man, Tommy Robinson. He wants the country back.
Look at the gentleman there. Look at his face. Come and talk to me, sir. So.
Yeah, that guy's weird.
Tommy. He's a cool guy.
Colin.
Man, of course he is.
Because he wants his country back like me.
Yeah.
We want this country to rise back like the 70s, like the 60s, you know.
It's going to be a debate between Christianity and Muslim guy about the second half.
The gentleman over there, he argued a couple of...
Those over on YouTube.
Now, don't worry about him. He's a Bolshevik. Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, this gentleman here argued, when we was doing Change My Mind with Bob, what he said was that he wants the country to go back to prior 1948 because he is of the opinion since 1948 when the Doors, I think he was smoking crack at the time.
The second half of this is pretty good.
Going back in time. I prefer the country to go back in time.
To me, I give it to the Christian on this debate.
Women need to respect their husband. We are the family unity.
How about men respecting the women?
Equal right bull. We have divorces. Women have too much power.
He's weeping duck. Well, they do have stronger beer there in England, don't they?
Every week you'll know. Are you saying you don't like equality in this brilliant country?
We want equality, but women have taken over the system.
But have men not been abusing or taking advantage of women for centuries, for millennia, and as a direct result, equality is not being introduced? What is wrong with that? And you're saying you're an English gentleman. You're talking like a
gentleman.
Endorsing equality, but I'm saying more power
has been
given to the woman now. Why we have divorce in my country? We never had that in the 70s, 60s. Go back to grandparent time. Did you have divorces? No. You
divorce is way high because
why
they like to make a lot of money on
too much
power.
Too much power to the women.
There is too much power. You're giving men too much
So you
power.
want to go back to the days. You want to go down to the days when men were permitted to rape their wives. Is that what you're telling me? And it was legal.
How you need consent to have sex with your wife? How much brain? How brain is that? You need consent, darling. In the night, can we, nookie? Now there's going to sign a paper to make sure she's okay for nookie.
Oh, if you wait, sir. One thing I really love about Speaker's Corner, and I permit people to say what they have to say, and the reason why, the more they open their mouths, the more they vomit, and the more they demonstrate they lack class. What this man is now telling me is that there is no need for a woman to give consent. Is that what you're telling? There is no need for a woman to give consent before sex. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm saying
later there'll be a debate. I know you can't bring your comments up on the screen, but there'll be a debate between Christianity
Can I just ask one question? Excuse
Islam.
me, Mom. You don't have. Are you agreeing with this man?
Absolutely not.
Why do you not agree? And this is an issue about consent.
1990? Colin, I've been drunk once in my whole life.
Have you come forward for sale?
1969.
I won't show you unless you want.
16-year-old.
Not particularly, no. It's fine.
No one can see you.
No, okay. So repeat your question.
This man is happy with equality, but he dislikes the fact, that women have too much power. And then I was arguing, are you not happy with the fact? Well, you're looking at me like that.
There'll be some Muslims there, and they'll try to debate the Christians.
He's saying, that within the bedroom,
the second half of this.
Because years ago, men could rape their wives. That was legal. I'm saying, isn't it not great that can no longer happen? But he's now complaining he can't get boom boom, and he's complaining, that if consent isn't, he's crackers. He's shut up. Let the lady answer.
I agree. The consent should be between the man and the woman. The man can't have power over the woman.
Wife. Not
Yeah,
the
I
woman.
know. A wife is equal in a partnership.
What is a consent? A written consent or a verbal consent?
It can be a verbal consent, but you ask and you get an answer.
It can also be implied. See, me, it's educated,
Yeah, but I think it's more like consent in writing as well. That's what you need now to make it.
I'm not sure it is.
No, I mean, of course, verbal because it's fine, But how are you gonna?
So I tell you, maybe a little more than an hour. I said an hour in the message.
Change the mind.
So
you got to be very careful,
there
guys.
There are plenty of men that are abused by women. So work that one out.
So Muslims come up and they start arguing with the.
In the bedroom now in England.
But they're outnumbered, so they can't get
with
physical
you.
like they normally
No. You're saying that.
This is over in England.
So you are complaining because
they're
men
losing their country.
Can't have consensual sex in a bedroom.
But
that's the reason for so many divorces. You have been. You are nuts.
Who you take out?
Look at the other people looking at him.
Who you put the house in her name?
This guy, in about 5 minutes, will give up on it.
Makes sense, bro.
How about love? How about respect?
You give her shopping. You get to buy a nice designer clothes, light clothes. You go, nah, you can't have jiggy tonight. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does make sense. And the reason it does make sense to me, in a loving relationship, it is so important. It's a two-way relationship. Listen. If anyone
I end up crawling across the parkway drunk.
No woman wants you, bro. I know that.
Are you married? Are you married?
Bro, why?
What do you mean, bro? What kind of?
Oh, okay.
I'm single life.
I got drunk just the one time.
Would go near. If
I've had 8 beers
since
this
then. Don't go near him.
Used to coach softball, and
I'm gonna live separately because I don't
my
want
women's
no
team
woman to control
used to always win this one top tournament
For
all
all
the
of
time.
you are watching, my name is Wendell
Perry
Daniel from
tournament.
Urban Scoop.
They always wanted me to have a
live and direct.
a beer with me, but I take it
live.
They would give me a
And what
buzz
I
too
will
because I take
say,
it with water.
we are currently live
It was
and
hot.
direct
It was in
Speakers
July.
Corner on Tommy Robinson's YouTube and Twitter. I do not agree with what this man is saying,
So
nor
like a
does
Dixie
our
cup of
channel
beer once a
agree
year.
with what this man is saying. Shut up. However, what is really great is that at Speaker's Corner,
Come
he
back down
can
here. At least
say
it's
what
working
he
better. I
wants.
can bring a lot of the comments up on the
One
screen.
minute you're married, Next minute, you're out of
I haven't
the house.
watched this whole thing. I've scanned through it a little bit. So why? And I noticed the second half is when the debate, when some Muslims come up and finally are willing to debate with a different guy. There's a different guy that comes in that's a Christian.
Is because no decent woman on this earth would want to be associated with you because of the views you're puking here.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Speaker's Corner.
I don't know.
It's not my views.
It seems to be a little bit too anti-woman.
You have lots of honey. They come for the money. Lots of women come for the money. Once you marry
anti-woman.
And then different. You lose your house. 50-50 in this country.
I take it this guy's been divorced.
Not in the West Indies, not in the Caribbean, not in Asian countries.
What I am going to do.
Kind of waiting for some more people to come on.
Hold on, if you stay there, and I'm going to do something.
In about an hour, the debates really get pretty good. Interesting
Tommy Robinson's
Twitter. And I don't know enough about Christianity
and on Tommy Robinson's Twitter,
in the debate, you know,
we currently have
Muhammad
6,000 people watching,
kind of stuff.
And we've only just started. Yeah, on the YouTube channel, we currently have. Let me have a look. 433 people. For all of you on YouTube, do you, and especially the ladies, do you agree with what this man is saying? Go into the YouTube chat and tell me live and direct if you are listening.
She's gonna take it from you, bro.
Sarah Jane has said, "What a load of coming out of your mouth."
But that's a legal fact. I know my law. I know law, bro. Don't even have a girlfriend in the house. If you have a girlfriend for
92 is a long time ago, though.
What do you mean ignore me?
The beer is stronger over there, isn't it, Colin?
Wake up. Those times have gone. I've got experience. Just
what experience do you have?
Woman kicking you out, bro.
So you've been kicked out?
What do you mean? I don't know about myself.
Shante, I'm seeing your messages from Facebook. I'm on.
Woman, take everything away from you.
But no, I'm talking about you.
Places right now.
Why have you been kicked out? Why did that loving relationship not work?
It knocks me off one, though. It tends to knock me off all of them. This damn thing, you know, Facebook or YouTube. It tends to say, "Oh, we're taking this down."
Lynn Shirley has said she does not agree with the nutter. If you can come, I'm not going to show you. If you come forward. Ladies, I'm not going to show you. I just want to hear your voice.
Yes, right in this video.
So for all of you who are watching, good evening or good afternoon. My name is Wendell Daniel from Urban Scoop, and we are coming to you live and direct, live and direct at Tommy Robinson's YouTube and Tommy Robinson's Twitter page. Just give me 30 seconds here. What is really important is that at Speaker's Corner,
this isn't the guy that ends up debating him.
The need for people down here
to
tell their truth. I may not agree with what this gentleman is saying.
I know it gets interesting.
Shut up a minute. But at Speaker's Corner, he has the right to say.
I think you're right. You guys had too much to drink.
I said to you, I said it's me. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me and me, not my new partner. It's not gonna be. I tell my new partner, it's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
And she's coming to terms, it's going to be my way. And
I'm
I tell her, you're going to bring it.
Attracted. They only wanted money. So therefore, when you ain't got none in their pocket, that's why you got so many ex-partners.
True statement there.
Question.
I'm working hard.
I'm using logical, analytical reasoning. We learned that going to university because you claimed you've been to university and you demonstrate to me that you're uneducated nutcase.
It was the easiest. My money, if you've got Rumble, most of the people are chatting over on Rumble.
What you have is your wife should have as well. 50-50.
If you got Rumble, I'm live over there
I don't like it. What's yours is yours, bro. That's why I'm not going to have a woman. I'm not going to marry and have a woman. Maybe a girlfriend, but not a wife here, bro.
So all I can say, sir,
Dante, you know how it is there.
Thank you very much.
Guys, right?
And this is Speaker's Corner. And you can hear the claps. And
it was easiest from my phone to
listen.
We
don't agree.
No joke. That's a fact. I tell you guys.
But everyone has their own truths there at
all one word.
And on Tommy Robinson's
on YouTube,
Twitter,
or not YouTube,
and YouTube page, we do like to promote people down here because
I am
it's
on
important.
YouTube too. This is
when
live
you've
on
got
YouTube
the freedom of speech,
Kicks,
which
locals,
people have campaigned
Twitch,
for and fought
Orbeez
for
isn't working
and
right
died
now,
for over the centuries. It's
I'll
so
share the link there.
important that we.
Hey, Marianne.
If you come here,
nice
Mama, I won't show you. I just want to know if you can comment. I promise you, I'm not going to show you.
Today it's letting me bring stuff up on the screen without cutting out.
Yeah, you've just listened to the gentleman. Can you give me your views
I don't know why
on what he said and what I'm said, or your own views on what you've heard?
I think it's complete rubbish.
I think that guy's been
absolute rubbish. Women.
Which part?
Well, the fact that consent, like if I don't want to do anything because I'm your wife, I'm obligated to do whatever you want. That's wrong. That's
guy.
Wrong. So that's. I mean, he was foolish. He sounded kind of idiotic.
Everyone like the English accent,
honest, but yeah.
But isn't it great that we can come down here and I permit an individual
second half is a debate.
to talk their talk? I'll also wind them up. But when I say to him, the more you talk, the more you're puking rubbish and you're making yourself look stupid
over
because
in England,
they're motivated by ego
right now.
And getting clicks and going on
yesterday, actually.
TikTok. They continue, but they can't hear what I'm saying.
No, I think obviously he's just in the wrong place. He's obviously not supposed to be here if he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Excellent. You can say, I won't show your face. I won't show your face. Excellent stuff. So what I am going to be
some people don't like to be on
mic is moving on. I've had someone in the background waiting. His name is Oliver. And Oliver, get ready. I'm going to be calling you in a few seconds. But Oliver, he is a member of the Conservative Party. And Oliver supported
you really have
Robert
true conservatives over there, Colin?
During the campaign which saw Kemi become the leader of the Conservative Party.
How drunk did you get?
Oliver, I spoke to him yesterday,
on my stomach.
and I asked him about the fact that Robert Jenrick has now become one of the degenerates who has joined that political party being run by Nigel Farage. And today, we should have had Steve the Atheist, who is part of that
can't
party.
Live alone.
And Steve the Atheist said he was going to be here around 1 o'clock to go live with me, but he chickened out. I reckon Nigel Farage said to him, do not go on Tommy Robinson's channel.
I was a loner in
you'll
school.
Be kicked out of the party.
When I grew up, so in terms of living in a home and everything, I don't like an empty home.
So Oliver's just mentioned something to me. Let's see.
Empty bed.
Oliver, I'm calling you in a couple of minutes, sir. Let's come online. See this geezer here.
Now there's going to be some debating here.
So Jamal, see this man. When we're at Speaker's Corner, we engage with everyone. Jamal.
Yeah.
We're now on Tommy Robinson's Twitter page and YouTube page, as you know.
Yeah, I know that.
Where were you born, sir?
I'm born in India, Pakistan, India, Ambala.
So you're a Muslim?
Yes, I'm Muslim.
Yeah, so tell me.
Slightly buggy.
I do hope they get
Wiccan working better again. But the
Christians,
I do
Muslims,
like to have everyone
Muslims cussing Christians.
That's very
follow
bad.
me on this.
Why is it bad?
I don't like
this as a backup.
I don't like
because right now
actually
that's down.
Christianity and
who knows
Islam
when I'll be back.
Don't tell people. They always teach people to live,
I do like
manner.
about Rumble is I can send it to very many
people are bad. They don't practice their own religion.
And it doesn't cost me $900 a year.
That's why they have that kind of hatred, And some people are literally spreading hatred. That's a very bad thing, all religion, I would say all religion, they don't say spread hatred. They all religions say.
Can anyone tell me what religion this dude
practice
is?
Their own religion, I tell you, world will be very peaceful.
It's going to be a religious
I agree
debate
with you, but if you got here, you got a stick. What is that stick for? Is it to beat people with?
No.
What do you do with a stick?
I rest on it. As Moses
he definitely
said,
doesn't have an English accent.
When Moses went on that mountain, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked him, what do you do with your stick? And he say, I take leaf from the tree, from my sheep, and I rest on it. So I do that kind of thing.
But I've told people, and I continue to tell people, that since we as Urban Scoop and Tommy Robinson's YouTube and Tommy Robinson's Twitter, since we've had a presence here at Speaker's
what are you asking
Corner,
me, Shantae?
we've noticed that there's fewer and fewer Muslims who are coming here. every week to debate. You hardly get Mohammed Hijab, Ali Dawa, Shamsi, and all those people. But a lot of Muslims who used to come here now, they've now decided that street dawa is the way forward. So tell me about that.
No,
I got an idea.
Place. You know,
give me a minute.
I like this. There's so many Muslim
guys
there.
I'm talking debating.
Yeah, these three guys, you name it, they are in Leicester Square and other places, this is what they do.
Yeah, but they're doing street dawah. You used to see them here at Speaker's Corner. Right. But the point I'm making is, since we have a presence here on Tommy Robinson's YouTube,
I didn't know
and Tommy Robinson, no, it's a fact.
Is it?
It's a fact. They don't, because they're chicken.
No. Well, look, everybody have their own opinion. Tommy has his own opinion. You have your own. I have my own, and that's it. But as long as we live peacefully with each other, then it's no problem, is it?
Excellent stuff. And sir, listen, big up. And what will happen later on? I normally see you at some stage. Let me know if it shows up. Bringing food.
Yeah.
Tell people about why you do that down here.
No, people, when people are here in the evening, they are hungry. Some are really hungry, and people are thirsty when they're talking to each other. So I bring water and some food to them, So give them
Indian
energy,
Muslim?
and then I have a relation with them.
Yeah,
too,
they fight each other a lot.
But I understand that. But for regular contributors like me, Bob, and all other heavyweights down here, we do not accept gifts of drink or food from anyone because they could be poisoned.
Wow.
No.
Yeah,
we accept from you.
Yeah.
No one else.
All right.
No one else.
Yeah. Actually, to me, look,
Shante,
everybody recognizes me, and if I'm distributing food, something, dates and biscuit, and and if somebody, they know where it's come from. So I'm here. So
you are
clean.
You are
There's other people in chat.
Yeah. I trust people, and I want people to trust me.
Excellent stuff. So, sir, all I can say is thank you very much. I'm meant to be ringing Oliver since 1 o'clock.
Total.
And I rang him. I spoke to him, but he may have gone, and he's got an interview.
Okay.
But I will. We can engage later on. But what I am now going to do, I'm going to ring Oliver to see if he's available.
Okay, son.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
This guy's pretty fair, actually, to be honest.
Oliver might not be available because he messaged me not long ago saying that he has an interview, but he may engage with me after that interview. But Oliver, like I said, he is a member of the Conservative Party.
Okay, Shante.
He supported Robert Jenrick, and now Robert
Shante
Jenrick
says she's going to join
has
us.
joined.
She has to do something, and then
07.
So that shows he's not available. So Robert Jenrick is now one of the misfits who has joined Nigel Farage. And
who's that a quote up there?
He wanted to tell us his views in regards to what has been happening. But in a few moments, the debates are now starting.
I think you have to, with the Jewish, you have to add to that whether they're the Orthodox or
due to some of the debates.
The average Jew isn't, you don't even know they're Jewish unless I tell you. A lot of them, anyways. The ones I know, I should say. My experience. I've never been to Israel or anything like that. I've dealt with many when we were checking and turning in ISIS and stuff like that. The extremists.
He doesn't want to get into
them and the Kurdish and all them were working together. Some of them are Muslim. Yeah. Shante, try to be here in about 15 minutes. I think that's when the real debate starts.
No, I'm live. I can't stop. I'm live. Excuse me. Can I get in?
I found it kind of interesting. Actually, maybe everyone else can answer some of the things the Muslims bring up.
By no stretch, by no standards,
that guy there with the beard, I think he's the one that's debating.
No one who sleeps today is 9-year-old.
This guy's had a divorce and he's drunk.
Why does your Bible
You can tell.
bring in love?
Not my Bible. God, it's God's Bible. Not my Bible. God's
I
Bible.
think I'm going to do the
Not my
election
Bible,
stuff
God's
tomorrow.
Bible.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I've got a
your
bunch of
book is
videos
a
on
man's
that.
book. Your book is a
We'll
man's
see what
book.
happens with this other stuff.
Quran is a man's book. Quran is a man's book.
Quran
Quran is a man's book. Ganja. Quran is a man's
Some of them are just smiling at him.
Quran is a man's book.
Saying that's pretty
Bible
weird.
is God's book.
Well, that one guy's live there.
Quran is God's book.
Love, and slavery.
Like I said, Muhammad cannot be a good man. And like I said, every religion is flawed in some ways. Every religion is flawed in some ways.
Oh, you've used the link from Wimkin.
The Bible.
It makes logging on easier.
And
okay.
Christianity takes
I'm
you towards
always
God.
logged on my computer.
Only the Bible takes you towards God. Every religion.
Yeah, I try to post the link right now.
Takes you away from God. Yeah. There is only one religion that takes you towards God. Every other religion takes you away from God.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Christianity is flawed.
Lama.
Even
Okay.
Christianity.
See, I don't know much about religion, really, to be honest.
Even Christianity is flawed in some ways. Christianity propagates the idea of a hell. There is no such place as hell where you are burning forever.
How's that? People believe there's a hell out there, or
where you
no
are
such
burning
thing as
forever
hell?
and ever.
We start getting into this religious debate here, and it gets bigger.
There is a day of judgment. There is a day. Your ganja.
I think you got to pay for sins.
There is a day of
really
judgment.
Evil.
That where if you do not have Christ, if you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, the second person of the Godhead, then you will not be saved. You will not be saved. That, like I said, there's only.
Where's Gregory
Jesus,
when you need him? He's good on this
issue. And there's the Father, the Son, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. If you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, you cannot be saved. No problem. Every other religion that doesn't take you towards God, and every religion, apart from Christianity, takes you away from God. If you want
I don't know, what does everyone think about what he was debating? Does everyone believe there is a hell? I guess we'll find out when that day comes. Yeah, Marianne. I don't know. I was already dead once, so I was brought back to life. So, and I knew it. I was on the whole machine.
So, for those of you who are watching, I've just pulled away
I was gone
because I spoke to Oliver. He rang me, and Oliver is now able to talk to me about Robert Jenrick. So, in a few moments, we will go back to the political discussion which is taking place.
What's GANYA? What's that mean?
Hi, Wendell.
So, Oliver, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Excellent stuff. I'll just let people know.
I'll try to
Oliver,
make sure I get all
I've
your
known
comments
Oliver
up on the
now
screen.
for about 3
it's on
years.
One of the platforms I can.
And you used to watch me on Street Mike live stream down here at Speaker's Corner. And
yeah, I did.
And is it true you are a member
Looks like
of the Conservative
Shantae's going to
Party?
join us soon.
It is, yes. True blue, yes.
And the great thing is that
some people are
did
on
you
YouTube
support
too.
Robert
I know there's
Jenrick
stuff going on
last year or
Twitch,
year before in
locals.
the election when Kenny Badenoch defeated him? Yes or no?
I did, but he wasn't my first choice. It was James Cleverly, my first choice. But then, as you know, James Cleverly dropped out, and then it was Robert Jenrick.
For stronger Joanna. Okay, I got you.
So
I thought it was a religious thing
on
talking
the fact
about.
that Robert Jenrick
I never done any drugs in my life.
So.
Other than the prescription ones.
That has joined
Bad enough.
Nigel Farage. You know, what was your views when you heard? Because as soon as I
heard,
I thought you're the exact person to speak to.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. But I think we just have to move forward as a party. We can't be distracted by that. We just need to move forward. People are saying that the Conservative Party will die. I don't think it will. I think there'll still be a Conservative Party by the time of the next election. But at the next election, Kemi will hopefully win an outright majority. So
I hear that, but coming back specifically to Robert Jenrick, what is your view on the fact that after espousing all of those conservative values that he believed in and he loved, that he jumped ship? You know, how did
Colin,
that make
do you know who he's talking about?
When you discovered that? Because I think you said to me that there was rumblings behind the scenes and many high-ranking officials, including Jacob Rees-Mogg, suspected that something was happening. So what's your views on the fact that Robert Jenrick has done it?
I think, good luck to him. I don't really have time for people who jump, to be honest. I think that he could go far. To be fair to him, he could go far. He could even become leader of Reform one day, or deputy leader. But yeah, I just think that I agree with Rees-Mogg. You mentioned Rees-Mogg earlier. I think Jacob Rees-Mogg said something on his YouTube channel about how the right should unite, and I think that's very true. I think the right should unite.
What do you think Margaret Thatcher will be thinking about now in her grave as she sees Kemi presiding over a Conservative Party that's beginning to implode?
Chain smoking, that's really bad for you. That's real bad for you.
I think she'll be.
Those cigarettes will kill you.
She'll be encouraging. I think she'll be encouraging Kemi to stick with what she's doing, because at the end of the day, when Margaret Thatcher, it's very reminiscent. Your viewers may watch. Your viewers may be familiar with Prime Minister's questions and seeing her at the dispatch box. The way she's performing is very similar to how Margaret Thatcher performed when she was first leading the opposition in the 70s, and then she became Prime Minister. So she was weak at first, but then she came back stronger. So I think Margaret Thatcher from the grave will be cheering her on.
And he used to be conservative, and now he isn't?
She won't be happy with what's the current state of the party. She'll want us all to unite. I think we all should unite.
Jacob Rees.
But would you agree in those days there were very few alternatives? You may have had the Liberals or the Social Democrats, but in 2026,
I don't know if you have real conservatives over there
political parties that are springing up. And they're splitting the right.
Although it sounds like your third party's really gained some seats there.
We've got Rupert Lowe. He's forming a political party. We've got Ben Habib. He's forming a political party. We've got lots of people who have formed political parties to split the right. So, what's your views on
Fags, which is cigarette smoking. It's definitely bad for you.
Unusual for you to be quiet?
Is it?
Yeah,
I think it's.
I had a relative.
To be honest, if people want to join a fringe party
having a heart attack and dying
or a fringe organisation, then that's their decision. But they'll still be. The Conservative Party won't die. The Conservative Party will still.
Tory MP.
They'll still be a Conservative Party in 5 years' time.
But your Tories aren't that conservative anymore.
Party,
not like they used to be.
Will they be? Shut up.
Are they?
Will that Conservative Party be the party in government, or will they be the official opposition?
They will be a party in government. But they're saying that. I think hopefully yes. But we could. I think it's unlikely, but there could be a reform.
I've been following it a bit. They're not really conservative, though, are they? Not really?
That could be welcome.
They're less
because there
liberal.
are some. I don't think we should be complacent. There are some figures in reform.
You were better off under them than
Farage, obviously.
And what you got now, but
that speak very well and are quite clever.
Rupert Lowe.
Yes,
they're both letting in the illegals all the time, right?
We need to be, alert and alert to ever-changing events.
Excellent. As normal, thank you very much for giving me 6 minutes of your side. I know you've got an interview, but I'll ring you later on and let us know how you got on, yeah?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll ring you tonight. Okay, take care. Take care.
Bye-bye. So for those of you who are watching, that was Oliver.
Here is when
and Oliver is a member of the Conservative Party.
Once I get about halfway through.
Strong.
But I haven't watched all
last year at the Tory conference, I was outside the Tory conference live streaming, and he was getting me videos from inside the conference. I didn't have to be in there. So now we've got a chief rebel, Jeremy. And what I'm going to do is continue with, and I'm the link. Just now, I was talking to, let me just get my, look at the camera. Jeremy, just now I was talking to Oliver, and Oliver, let me go around, is a member of the Conservative Party. And what we was talking about is the fact that the Tories...
Sadly, too much so. They're definitely for open borders too much.
I don't.
And Brexit was supposed to fix that, but they...
If you look in the
they
camera...
really didn't
So,
do
as
Brexit,
you know, Robert Jenrick jumped ship.
Defected.
He defected.
He was pushed, or was he...
Are your elections fair there?
But we know Kemi sacked him after finding out what he was going to do.
Right.
So regardless, he's another reprobate to join.
Farage, that's
what's
his
your
name.
view on
first
that?
thing he said when he, on his inauguration speech.
That's the third party.
The first thing he said that Britain is broken.
I know you got green parties and all that.
This country is broken.
Leftist parties.
And who's broken this country? The politicians, predecessors.
If you hold that and you can show the...
Big up, Street Mike.
So then
the country is broken. That means does that mean that reform is going to unbreak the country?
Yeah, the Reform Party.
Does that mean reform is going to be the savior of this country? Does that mean that reform is the,
what's your thoughts on this, Colin?
The bullet, the magic that is going to happen? I don't know. I mean, we've had 14 years of Tory rule. We've had, Tony Blair's government.
Big up Tony Blair.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the peace panel. We can talk about that in a minute.
We're going to talk about Iran as well.
Yeah.
Because, that is a very, very close subject.
Don't change the subject.
So we talk about Robert Jenrick, who is a hero. He used to go out to a railway station, underground station and catch fare dodgers on the London Underground.
Purely for TikTok views?
Yes. Yeah, so
he didn't do it when I worked for the Underground.
No,
did you
didn't
notice?
do it. Because
he was too scared.
You stopped all the fare dodgers, didn't you?
He was too scared. So, was you surprised that he's another dodgy person jumping ship and joining Nigel?
Nigel said that watch the news on Tuesday. There's going to be a defection.
Yeah, they didn't keep their word, did they?
I can't wait
Colin?
till Tuesday. Big up, Street Mike.
Big up.
So watch this space. Reform is going to reform the UK.
But how about that Mr. Is it Mr.
It's going to kick out all the illegal
no, but we can come to that.
80%. That would. It'd be so nice to wipe them right out. Both parties.
Was you surprised that?
And you have a super majority.
Of
so you can really get some stuff done.
Ali,
I think the border would actually get closed then, and they'd actually start deporting some people back.
Farage.
But you got a problem there like rehab. Once they get those illegals in, they start giving birth.
How can you have a black prime minister in this country?
Yeah,
come on, man.
Hey, Mr. Fixer.
What is wrong with having a black? We had.
I don't know. What do you think, Colin?
We had Barack Obama, right?
Big up Barack.
And how useless was he? Barack Hussein Obama. Not
I
only
call
was he
her
black,
bummer.
he was a Muslim black. These countries, we live in the West. Everybody is escaping from fanatical Islam.
More illegals than ever. It's actually worse than now.
On a banana boat through
They come across on the boats. They do everything.
They're escaping oppression from Islamic tyranny. And they don't need another Islam. It's already bad enough London having an Islamic mayor, Sadiq Khan.
Big up Sadiq.
Right?
Yeah, all your mayorships have been taken over by Islam, haven't they? And sheiks. You got more problems with sheiks over there as well. I don't know that maybe not as dangerous as sheiks.
A lot of muggings. A lot of.
Do I gather you? Yes. Do I gather you don't like?
I don't like Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan is a disaster for London.
But let's move on.
That's true.
Move on and talk about Iran because I wasn't here. I wasn't here last week.
No, if you're a Christian, you can't pray, but if you're Muslim, you can.
I was at Tommy. I was with Tommy.
Tommy came to the Iranian embassy.
Number 10 Downing Street. Yes. But before, I was actually out for lunch with Tommy, and it was a beautiful.
Oh, it's becoming popular in America too.
And then we got to the location
Muhammad
with the Iranians. But I
and that's not even counting some of the other Muslim names.
Last week
that's
because
just
the sound
name.
wasn't the best.
Right.
But the reason why, when I normally get to a location early, set up, test, and everything. When I got to Downing Street last week, Tommy turned up an hour early.
I bet you hear Allah Akbar all the time over there now.
So you have a pub lunch.
No
You're going to see some debates coming up.
Yes, we did.
About
the Red Lion pub lunch.
So, the Muslims are going to try to debate some Christians.
I didn't have the time to set up and test my equipment. I got on site,
Bible versus
and it's all kicking on, and I just had to do it quick. There was a problem with the sounds. Unbeknown to me, a button called Phantom Power, which is 48 volts, was going through my microphones. I've never touched it
before.
Not
in sight. That's a good thing then.
And I apologize.
So there was a gremlin in your system.
I think they've all gone to
go back to now.
Keep the money coming in Minnesota.
Big up, Sam.
Yeah, big up. But at this moment in time, the Iranians
are demonstrating
from the BBC
with tooth and nail.
From the BBC to Whitehall, and that's where
and I tell you what, the Iranians are demonstrating outside the Qatar embassy over there. They should be demonstrating outside the Saudi embassy down there in
I forget what date it is.
Curzon Street. Because Donald J. Trump was about to attack on the 11th hour. The Saudis kissed his hand. The Qataris kissed his hand. The Kuwaitis kissed his hand. The Emiratis kissed his saying, please, Donald, don't attack the Ayatollah. If you attack the Ayatollah, we're going to be out of business. There will be no more Dubai. There'll be no more Emirates Airlines. There'll be no more Saudi big mega project. Ronaldo will have to go back to Europe.
Yeah, they're bringing third world. So, they're bringing the third world there. You know, most of them are on welfare,
all these Versace hotels will have
and
to
you're paying
pack
for
up
it.
in Dubai and relocate
What they do is they print the money and it causes inflation.
Keep the Ayatollah,
and it becomes useless.
And then Donald Trump followed the money. He stopped the attack on Iran. And he betrayed the Iranian people. And then he sold the Iranian people out to the Ayatollah.
They're furries, yeah. Well, they're cutting down your birth rate with that,
genocide. The internet is still
the
off
whole
in
furries
Iran.
and transit
there is
stuff.
No communication.
We're trying to replace us. They want to replace us with voters that will definitely vote
there
socialism.
Are people going to they're going
That's
to
what
the
they want,
hospitals.
total control.
They're going to the mortuaries. They're charging people to collect their loved one's body. I mean, how,
they want to make them pay for
even
getting their bodies of their loved ones,
don't do this.
Of the people they
even
shot.
The communist Chinese in Tiananmen Square, the whole of Tiananmen Square cost 10,000 lives.
Do you actually believe the information coming out from various different sources, that number one, Trump stopped the killing of so many people, and also over 100,000 people have been shot.
At some place, at some point, the system's got to crash, John. It's got to crash.
That is why there is a complete internet.
That's what's happening in Minnesota,
in
too. Like 80, 90% of them are on welfare, even after being here for years.
We know that Mossad is on the ground in
Iran. Their neighbors. Mossad, what they're seeing them is they're socialist voters.
My best source
and they're so brain dead that they hate America.
Jerusalem Post is Ynet. Is Channel 12 and Israeli TV. They are the most accurate sources, and they seem to get the information out. And there is a genocide. There is a Holocaust.
I'm trying to bring your comments up on the screen so everyone can see them.
But as you know, thanks to Elon Musk, we are currently live streaming at Speaker's Corner from Starlink. So we're using the Starlink technology. But I've been told that in Iran,
it's a little pricey right now. I hope
the Iranians, the government has managed to block Starlink.
I'm not a very technical man, but I know that
in Iran,
it's
China's helping them to block it.
By
although some of it's getting through.
Just like your sound system, Rasta.
It's hard to blanket the whole country of Iran and block every bit of it. So there's pockets where they can get up to the sale.
So there is a big distortion. There's a big I mean,
let them kill
the
each
Russians
other.
are selling them technology
to deal with.
to distort the Starlink.
You see, Mr. Fixer, in Iran,
most
of them weren't Muslim. They were forced to be.
And also,
and so
Starlink,
actually,
if
you would get rid of the funding of the terrorists.
Technology, you can
90% of the funding comes from Iran.
You can trace
all the terrorist groups.
Where the signal is coming to. And so it's
so
really a
if
recipe
Iran
for
flips,
disaster.
But they want no part of Islam.
It gives us the ability, under difficult circumstances,
to
send a signal.
I
but
would
the good
like to
thing
see
today,
the people drive them
I'm using not purely Starlink. I'm using 5 mobile networks.
Because they're in the streets, they're dying. They've taken over some of the buildings.
In a couple of years' time, your iPhone is going to be a satellite phone.
The problem is, the other side has
so then basically, in a couple of years...
They had their own guns.
They can't really...
They'd be all over already.
In a couple of years' time, there is already satellite technology in there. There needs to be a satellite up space, and then this phone is going to work on a satellite signal, already. Right? And then you can't block that. You're going to have to go, 17 kilometers into the air and knock out the satellite.
Well, what they can do is a jamming signal.
So basically, all you dictators, all you tyrants, all you, oppressors of the world, watch out, because there is a system developed by
I don't want to be in the middle.
That is coming to play very soon.
I say let them run their own country. They got a former king that wants to be the interim
Would you not argue that
and then
Trump
have elections?
is
the Ayatollah getting him out would be a great thing.
In how
I know enough of this.
He's a man who likes
all my
to
time
flex his
tracking
muscles.
and turning in ISIS.
I mean, to be honest
with
you,
to do with that.
I fell out in favor with
these
him
people are really sick.
Of his treatment of Iran.
They want to die and be famous for killing a lot of us. That's their life goal.
People of Iran relied
kill
on him,
a lot
and
of
he
us
let
and
them
then
down.
be famous for
Donald J. Trump, if you're listening to this,
that's their
here's
goal.
a message for you.
Carry
out your threat. Be a man. Act on your word. Don't chicken out. Don't sell out to the Kuwaitis, Emiratis. Don't sell out to the Ayatollah.
A lot of what he's saying is true, but
take over Greenland if you want to. You got my support.
Hold on.
I don't think it'll be ground
Why do you have
I think it'll be striking a few of their headquarters.
Because shut your mouth. In trying
they've
to
almost flipped the country already.
On the fake that it's to do with
they got to knock out a few areas.
Okay.
That's bull.
All right. I got a reason. Basically, Greenland is very close to America.
Involved. Ground troops, especially. You don't want any long wars.
Most of the flights that fly...
The whole Ukraine thing's a money laundering thing.
Right?
I don't want any of that crap.
Greenland is... If there is a Russian attack...
I say knock a couple out and...
The missiles are going to fly over Greenland. If there's a Chinese attack, the missiles are going to fly over Greenland. So basically...
Actually, the Kurdish have control of their area of Iran.
It's basically nothing.
But the whole thing popping up in Syria
under America will be
they're trying to kill the Kurdish there.
But what is your comment, or what is your analysis on the fact that...
Long story on that one.
Trump has used his favorite word, tariffs.
Favorite word is tariff.
And the 10% tariff has been unleashed.
February the 1st.
On the British, the French. That is bullying. He is no different to Adolf Hitler in a different form.
Erdogan,
the world
Turkish
was going
president,
through a
there would
really
like to kill all the Kurds,
state,
and
after
he
COVID,
wants to
nothing was happening.
Make the new Ottoman Empire.
Sleepy Joe was sending tons of money to Zelensky
the other
in Ukraine.
Sickles over there.
We were living through a... Donald Trump came in exactly this time last year when you was in Washington this time last year, on the 20th.
Just to let people know that Street Mike...
You're right, Marianne. It is a good idea. Plus, there's a lot of minerals and resources there.
Big up.
It'd be great to have Greenland. At one time, it was part of the deal.
The inauguration of the...
Inauguration.
45th.
I agree with Marianne.
Big up, Street Mike. He was So he was there. He was there in the cold.
This young lady's American. Come forward. Look, in a few moments. So carry on, and then
I love America. I love America. Now, can we talk about what's going on in Minnesota?
Let's talk about what's going on in Minnesota. And are you talking about ICE, or are you talking about the young lady?
I'm talking about ICE. I'm talking about the 20 million illegally documented, criminals that
Russia and China both want it, and the shipping things
basically
too.
Swarmed America
it does have to do with money,
America,
Mr. Fixer.
Right? They have.
There's other countries out there like China and Russia. Russia probably can't do it anymore.
Today,
it's not
Marodi.
China can bankrupt
you have
America.
been looking at the dictionary and you've been swallowing
make it serve world.
Thesaurus.
They're gangs. Basically, they're all criminals. ICE is there to clear them up. We should have ICE in London. We should have ICE, not facial recognition software, who picks up black people.
Agreed,
we should have ICE to pick up
natural
all the
resources. There's a ton there.
Muslim terrorists that are in London.
Listen, I got ICE in my freezer.
Actually,
well, you got ICE.
If Trump does get this thing and controls the Middle East,
you want to go to Iceland?
He's going to cut off a ton of oil that would go to China, and they need it.
We've heard about
they
the
do not
illegal
have
immigrants.
Yes,
the mayor or the governor in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So then they have to deal with
liberal.
He hasn't called in Trump. Yeah. But
he's a loser.
The microchips and all that kind of stuff,
and then look
and
at
the AI
and
all that.
To that young lady,
really want China to be way ahead of us on that.
I saw the footage. She tried to run over
you got to worry about who controls
Do you
that
not
stuff,
see similarities?
I don't even
in the
trust our own government to be honest.
ICE agents come up with in comparison with Chris Kaba.
Oh yeah, Chris Kaba shooting. Yeah. Well, basically.
How's
Chris Kaba was no angel.
Okay?
Irrelevant.
That woman is no angel as well.
Irrelevant.
Your friend Pete Floyd, what's his name?
Cuba.
Floyd.
I'm hearing from some people that
so are you saying
Cuba might fail after a bit here because of
are you saying
Venezuela oil going down? Because that's where Cuba got its oil from.
The law enforcement agencies.
If this Iran falls, then they definitely won't have any.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
And they're going to have to deal
America
with come to the table.
That's what you got to do. Do you remember
start
Rodney
giving their
King?
people some freedom.
He was no angel. Do you remember R. Kelly? He was no angel. Do you remember Michael Jackson? He was no angel. Right?
Many of the
Even I think there are rumors that Prince
Cubans that have
have
come to America are very
Prince? The former
Prince?
Yeah, the only Prince, not Prince Nassim. Prince
that
that died
with Venezuela as
fentanyl.
well.
Oh, I thought you meant the former prince who used to live up the road with his brother.
That's a different. He was he's a white prince. He's a white prince.
Resources, I got that one.
Peter Mandelson is called the Dark Prince.
Always drops down one.
Prince of Darkness. So there's a lot of princes.
So Jeremy, it is so great to see you down.
Thank you very much.
Do you want me to see how many people got questions for you?
Let's go. Let's have a bit of highlights.
So for all of you on the YouTube chat, please go into the YouTube chat and tell me, if
you listen.
I didn't know this was going to be on YouTube because I'm restreaming it on
questions
YouTube.
For
I got it off from Twitter.
Jeremy. So go into the YouTube chat, pose your questions, and I will.
Don't be shy. Ask the question, guys.
I do like that the oil prices have come down.
Jeremy's here for 5 minutes to
creep back up a little bit because of what's going on in Iran.
Q&A.
I think there's probably another 4 or 5
Crucifixion
weeks.
has said,
if we don't go in
when are you going back?
Out, I think their own people will. Although he's bringing in Hezbollah and all that, gun down their own people.
Yeah, here we go.
So Crucifixion has said again, Jeremy, are you a boat person?
Yes, Vietnamese boat person. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
David Healthy has said asking you a question is a waste of time.
Yeah, I know.
Over on BitChute,
I want you to come here and
posting that Bitcoin
see you
stuff
personally.
You want to buy it, buy it.
Another question, Jeremy, are you an illegal?
Not the last time I checked. I will fight.
I don't care that much for the Bitcoin post.
Another question. What does Germany think of the 2020 election in the USA?
It was rigged. The 2020 election, Donald J. Trump.
This guy's right, and he's a British.
He should have been the 44th president, but he was
Maybe
robbed.
It'll end up working
he was
for the,
robbed. It was election
for the good, though.
Interference. What's the next question?
The next question is...
Yeah, when are you going to...
Can I smell curry on Jeremy?
Can you be a bit more racist, please?
Cam, what the heck is that?
Big up, Street Man.
And they said, right on, Jeremy. People are loving you.
Yes. I love the people.
Wendell, does some curry off him some goat?
Can you learn English, please? We speak English in this country.
Yeah.
We have a really good education system.
We're educated.
Right. So just go.
Are they teaching their kids to be trans too? I guess they were for a while. Now they're starting to go away from it finally.
Yeah, why are you not
even
wearing
their Supreme
a turban?
Court? But their Supreme Court voted like whatever it is, 7 or 9 to 1, 9-0 against the transition.
Turbinator.
You're not going to find that here in America.
I'm going to go back because
we got a couple.
My wife's coming back from shopping in Harrods, so. Big up, Street Mike.
Hold on, this man makes me laugh, and I love.
Yeah, he was talking about the 2020 election.
His wife kicks him out the house.
He said they cheated
because his wife has a secret person who comes to his house.
He knows our elections too,
and he lives in Kensington, and he's got his man bag. Look, show me your man bag.
Phenomenon.
And what's the name?
Flag of Argentina.
Hold it up. Hold it up. So Jeremy has a man bag.
Man bag.
But Jeremy, all I can say is thank you very much for.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I gotta go and kick some ass.
Big up.
So what's everyone's predictions on what's going to happen in Minnesota? And I know they've had to cut back on making the.
So let me have a look and see who else is debating. Let's see what the old Bill's chatting. The old
and
Bill's
more is coming out. Tomorrow, I
people.
believe I'm going to do a video of a lot of clips about all the election cheating and how they did it and how they did the machines and everything. And they're admitting, down, especially in Georgia and Arizona, how they were cheating. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing.
So as you can see, we got the Metropolitan Police on site here. This is a usual occurrence at Speaker's Corner. They're here to reassure. But there used to be big up. There used to be regular.
Now the police there used to arrest Christians for doing these debates, and now they're so many Christians that come out, they stopped doing it.
On a Sunday, you get.
I don't know if you've seen
these
that.
officers in a van.
If you're a Christian, you
not
weren't allowed to debate Christianity.
But they do turn up around 1 o'clock and they leave around 4 p.m. And that's probably when the trouble is going to start after they've left. But it is good to see the police are down here.
Oh, election, not election.
we in this country
my hearing's
have
bad enough.
I
wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Sorry, the best police service. That is going. So
maybe he did. Maybe it was a slip of the tongue. I don't know how you guys put the emojis on this in the chat.
See,
I can't seem to do
Excuse me, sir. Come. I've just shown you. You're happy with the service. Look in the camera. We're currently live. We're live. Come in front of the camera, man.
Yeah.
Don't be scared of me.
Both of us.
Both of you.
What's up?
No. Listen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just hold normal. Don't do all that.
This is normal for me.
No, but I do decent sound. So just hold the microphone normal.
Brother, this is me.
Yeah, but hold the microphone normal. No, sir.
Name's David.
Just hold the microphone normal. Don't do that. Okay. With the sound.
Oh, you sound.
Get the numbers
that's
up.
Why
Yeah,
that's
what they're doing. They're trying to get their vote up. And
yes, sir.
They raised a lot of money for that, too.
I've never seen you down here before.
You see the
Tell
one,
me about this T-shirt you're wearing.
There was a conservative
T-shirt
in the stand.
the specials.
People that wanted to donate to him.
Just hold it.
A leftist put a fake GoFundMe account up there, was bragging about getting all this money for from conservatives, and she was a liberal, using that guy's name. And she thought it was funny.
So tell me
holding the microphone.
Yeah, just hold it. Yeah, just tell me more about the.
I think I still have
I'll do it a different way. Come
on.
Right. No, I think I played it yesterday.
Do it.
Maybe I played it yesterday.
You did second, okay?
Yeah.
No.
Because one kid came down. I got so many backed up videos.
So tell me more, David, about the T-shirt you're wearing, and it says specials.
Well, the specials. I don't want it to get twisted with anything. It's not a specials constabulary for the police. It's actually a ska band, which is from the 80s, my favourite ska band of all time. And if you don't know what ska music is, it was the national music for Jamaica back in the 60s. Like America had rock and roll and rhythm and blues, Jamaica had ska music.
Somewhere around
ska music came to this country. We had groups like the Specials. We had the Madness, Bad Manners, Selector, The Beat.
The people, the racists,
yes,
love the Specials.
Yeah,
they love Madness.
All right, in the 60s. I forgot the rest.
Forget the rest.
A message to you, Rudy. A message to you, Rudy.
Big up. And who's this gentleman next to you? Just do that. What's your name?
Ryan.
So, Ryan, is this the first time you've been down here at Speaker's Corner?
Yes.
What's your impression of Speaker's Corner?
I think it's a bit.
I see Muslims behind him walking by.
many opinions, some loud, some quiet, and some a bit confusing. And so I came down today because I was intrigued to come to the Speaker's Corner, because I've seen many videos online, and I thought, yeah, I'll come along today.
See the Palestinian flag.
And how does Speaker's Corner measure up
Muslim
to what you normally see online? Because when you are here, it's completely different.
Yeah, like I say, it does seem a bit chaotic.
What do you mean by chaotic? Elaborate so people can understand.
Some people shouting rather than having a dialogue.
But do you understand why that is? Because the noise is so loud.
Pardon?
Look in the camera. Do you understand why that is? Because the noise is so loud.
Yeah,
it's pretty cold here.
I understand why it's chaotic.
Where I live right today.
Why
it's down the
shout?
single digits.
I think it's because they're passionate about their belief. People have different beliefs, and so when
they push immigration and diversity
those beliefs
into white countries, well, Christians, I think they want to end Christianity.
And then the people can
definitely going after Christianity, especially white
in a manner that is a bit more, maybe aggressive.
And which speakers, persons, contributors down here has stood out for you over the time you've been watching Speaker's Corner on TV? Sorry,
you've got Bob from Speaker's Corner, young Bob. And there's a guy.
Oh, he's Scottish,
guy, quite short with glasses.
You can tell the difference between Scottish and English
Orlando.
accent.
He's there somewhere.
Is he here?
He's there somewhere.
Yeah, well,
I suppose it's kind of like Canadian and American. They say A all the time.
Orlando.
A,
definitely Orlando.
But have you seen Street Night?
Pardon?
Have you seen Street Night?
I don't understand your question.
Do you know? Have you not met Street Night? Everyone knows Street Night.
Street Mike. Street Mike. Are you Street Mike?
Yeah, that's me, bro.
I've seen you on YouTube.
I've never seen Street Mike. I'm sorry.
I'm upset now.
What I'm going to do though is I'm going to I'll take a photo of your channel.
I'm going to charge you. Do you know how many people are currently watching on Twitter?
What's your viewer page? What's your viewer numbers?
Well, I'll tell you. And at this moment in time, and also, if you have a look, 13,000 people are currently watching you. 13,000. Yeah. And if you look I'm on Tommy Robinson's Twitter page and also on Tommy Robinson's YouTube channel. So no one knows me.
I know you. Well, that's the first time I've met you anyway. I've seen you on YouTube.
Excellent. So have you enjoyed today?
What is it?
Have you enjoyed
He's a Hummer?
Yeah, I'm flabbergasted.
He warmed up the Hummer. Oh, the truck. Hummer.
Do you mind if I ask you a question, or are you the only one asking questions?
You can ask me a question if you want.
Okay. What's your opinion on Jesus Christ?
I have no opinion on religion at Speaker's Corner.
Oh, okay.
I engage with everyone, so I have no opinion.
No opinion. That's fine.
Hold on. See this guy here. He's from Soca. Yeah, films. Yeah, this gentleman has just asked me what my views are on Jesus Christ. Yeah. Have I ever told anyone at Speaker's Corner in 5-6 years you've known me my views on religion?
Not yet.
No.
I won't.
All right.
Because I want to engage with everyone.
I
was engaging not long ago with Muslims, Christians, atheists. I engage with everyone. So that guy over there.
Yeah, which one?
With the flag.
I've
interviewed him already. When you give your opinions, people won't engage with you.
They won't engage.
If they know I hate Muslims or I hate Christians, some people won't engage with you. See this gentleman here, I love him. He comes down here every week. He performs an important task. I have no problems with him because it's important. He films for various Muslim channels. And it's important that...
Sorry, what was your name again?
Wendell Daniel, or a.k.a. Street Mike.
Street Mike.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, you can ask me another one.
Okay, so this is my first time here, and I want to be as productive as possible. Should I talk about the Lord Jesus Christ or not?
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Right.
And when you do talk about, it's up to you. You can talk about, because I personally get bored with listening to religious chat. Yeah. I want to listen to other things other than religion.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about religion, you've got to try and interest people and then get for people to engage with you. You see,
live and direct.
Yeah. I do that again.
What are we saying?
I'm just having a first time chat.
Yeah. Okay. No, I don't know.
Oh, let him interview you.
What's your name?
Jamie. Oh, are you interviewing me?
Well, I think so.
Can I interview him?
You interview me.
Hello. So what do you think about immigration? What do you think about immigration in the UK?
The NGOs is our own tax dollars too. That's the thing that sucks, Mr. Fixer.
Immigration in the UK is a good thing.
They got to stop.
People need
they got to take all that out of the budget.
Because,
did you see Schumer? He says as soon as they get control back, all that money and more is going to go back into the budget. They're going to refund USAID and all that stuff.
We have the freedom to just be what we like.
They cut like $500 billion out of the budget with the USAID and other stuff. And he wants to put all that back and then another $500 billion.
Economic prospects.
It's a money laundering.
Yeah, but
our government's money laundering.
That's because of Christianity, though.
No, there was other forces that shaped the UK. Loads of other forces. You know, the slave trade for one of them.
Yeah, but
well, here's one of the ones that hates
himself. The initial question was about what? Immigration.
Yeah.
And what was your question? What was
I said, well, it was interesting because I said like, oh, what do you reckon about immigration? Then you said we're a Christian country, so we can almost detect you're not a big fan of that Islam that's coming here, are you?
Well, why would? Oh, you.
Carry on. No, keep going. Go on.
No,
he sounds like he's all for Islam coming there.
People need a place to live.
Yeah.
And if people are fleeing war-torn countries, this is a safe place.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, but the question on immigration is it too much? But if you fly over the UK, all you see is grass.
Yeah.
So what they should do is turn the fields into houses.
Yeah.
Build more.
Yeah, you're right.
Then we have space for more immigrants.
Yeah,
and where's the infrastructure to support that housing going to come from?
Do you want to carry on?
Who's paying for it, too?
Carry on talking.
Carry on. That's how easy it is.
Sorry, am I still alive?
Yeah, you're still alive.
How about we just deport, let's say, the 2 million illegals that we've got in the country, and then we'll have 2 million more spaces, let's say, for the NHS. It might ease the infrastructure a little bit, and then we'd have 2 million
You're talking
more
about radio
stations
or something?
And maybe not have a immigration surge at over 1 million people a year with a supposedly conservative government. If we kept it in the tens of thousands like we'd been promised time and time again, then it'd have a whole lot of less pressure on the infrastructure, on the NHS, on the local services. It would
all the welfare.
It wouldn't stagnate the wages as much because we've not got millions more people flooding into the job market, therefore staggering the wages. I say let's deport the 2 million illegals, and then we'll see where we are from there. We'll weigh up our options from there.
I think you've got a good point. I think you make a really good point. The reason my answer was
don't agree with him, huh?
From your answer,
Colin?
I was trying to be compassionate, but for me personally, I don't know what the.
See, you know, the thing is, when it comes to compassionate and when it comes to be kind and we need to embrace diversity, diversity is our strength. When it comes to compassion for these illegal migrants, refugees,
that's just a selling point.
What you will, I
Diversity
tend
is our
to,
strength.
if we live next to a war-torn country, I tend to lose compassion from maybe through the country they go through, maybe the second country they go through, maybe the third country.
You go through several other countries to get to the one where you get the most money.
In a criminal enterprise, paying thousands of pounds, and then wait for the cherry on the cake. 97% of these people, ONS statistics, are males.
Yeah, they're dudes, fighting age.
I'll be honest with you, my honest opinion on it was that I did think that there was too much. But it's my first time at Speaker's Corner, so I was trying to be compassionate.
Oh, yeah.
So because when you think about it, a lot of the people that you're talking about are here. Like
they could kick them back out.
So if you say
came illegally,
welcome here, then it's a dangerous thing to be engaged.
Yeah, there you go.
Would you agree?
No, not necessarily. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that going with democracy, going with what people vote for, if you've got government saying, we're going to, Keir Starmer said it, you don't want to become an island of strangers. He said it. You don't want to be. It's not. There's nothing.
Borders for a reason, then.
Of course, but there's nothing sensible about having millions of people coming in.
Same problem we're having here. It's because of the globalists.
Best thing with Speaker's Corner, right? It's actually
a
my
globalist
first time here as well, right? Best thing, you've got your opinion. We live in a so-called free country. 11,000 arrests per year.
It won't be free forever. They already have Sharia courts over there, and they have some in New York City.
People, that's all I can suggest for you, mate.
It won't be free that much longer.
You make a point. You've got your opinion.
Colin has gotten banned in many areas.
So if you stay there, I see you around London everywhere. How comes this is the first time I've seen you at Speaker's Corner?
Well, you know what? It's been one that I've thought about for a while, and then I was in.
He sounds like he's from southern England.
I was in Brentwood this morning. Didn't have anything else on.
Are you a citizen journalist?
See, I don't really like the term citizen journalist because I think it's a term that gets thrown around too much.
But hence the reason I'm introducing it, and we can discuss that. How would you describe yourself? Because you've always got a camera, you've always got a microphone.
They're going to be outpopulated. The Muslims are getting so much more.
So how do you describe yourself?
By 2035, there'll be more Muslims.
I'd say I'm a political commentator.
So I don't see that as an issue.
I wouldn't say auditor. The thing is with these words, it gets thrown around too much. I definitely say I'm my own individual. But like I said, I come here on my own.
I'm not sure what you mean.
What are you doing when you're going around the streets with a camera, with a microphone, capturing what happens and interviewing people?
I would personally say I'm a journalist because I've
So are you a one of the NUJ journalists, or are you not associated with them?
I would say I'm completely freelance. Number one, I'll be completely honest, I don't know what that is. But as for journalism...
But are you not falling into the citizen journalism camp?
But then I would say to that, my friend, I'd say, remember that asylum seeker that you saw at that hotel? Who was standing there going like this, threatening to slit someone's throat? That was me that filmed it. Remember when Essex Police was giving was cooperating and coordinating with the far left agitators when they came down deliberately to provoke and to intimidate families? Me and another friend of mine, Gouching Reports, was the ones that filmed that. Ultimately, that concluded with the chief constabulary of Essex.
Remember when you talk, you must also point the microphone because I love good sound. So you must always point the microphone at your mouth.
Right, I've got you. That made the Essex Police Chief of Constabulary.
Hold on, let me show you how to do it.
Go on.
Right there.
See, some type of journalist I am. So the one that made the Essex Police Chief of Constabulary come out and give an interview about it, a press conference about it, that was me and a friend of mine, Gouchy Reports, that broke that. Nigel Farage also came out and gave a massive press conference about that. There's also been quite a few other PlayStation 5s in the migrant hotels. Remember that video? That was another one of mine. So,
and they're going to cheat.
And I'm also currently working on a couple of documentaries about the migrant hotels and other things. So I wouldn't necessarily say there's anything citizen about the work that me or Wendell or a lot of the other people in this scene are doing.
Can I disagree? That's their playbook. The reason I disagree with you, I'm not linked directly or indirectly to the national journalists.
Aye.
Yeah. You know, I'm a man on the streets. People know me. People know you. And I do describe myself. I'm a normal citizen on the streets trying to get the truth, whatever that is. But in doing so, I'm trying to do that by setting standards of behaviour. Hence the reason I asked you the question, because I'm worried about the standards of behaviour being exhibited by auditors and some citizens journalists. Hence the reason I used the term.
I agree.
Because
hence the reason why I tried to.
Because they won't get free welfare.
We can't just be pulling away from the fact that's what we do.
The other thing is they'd like to populate the world and take it over.
Yeah, there was a video released
earlier
on this week involving white audits. Have you seen that? Yeah, let's talk about
some of them child wives.
technically,
he's
two
trying to get me cancelled first. I'm joking. You asked him.
No. I've chat with AY. Yeah, and I'm friends with AY.
So have I.
Yeah, repay for our own invaders.
Yeah, so
it's the globalists doing it.
We saw a video with AY.
No doubt about
down
World
in
Economic Forum,
Coventry.
To see
middle
Trump,
of the night.
We
saw something allegedly happen.
Try to tax them.
And then we saw another video coming out
about
something that allegedly happened.
Iran,
the point being is that I am 100% disgusted at what I saw in both videos. I did love, and I told AY, I did love his approach in going to Coventry.
Yeah, I hear that he's going to try to do voter ID.
I disagreed with how he did it in the middle
voter
of the
ID
night.
in all states. Because Trump won every state
on his own.
That there was voter ID. He lost every state where there wasn't voter ID.
And I understand
and we're
that
one of
alleged
two countries that
he was attacked as a direct result of being attacked.
And it's
he
Germany
retaliated
and
in self-defense.
That
is not the type of stuff we as citizens journalists. Not about. I'm not referring to the retaliation. All the stuff that's transpired after he was confronted.
You know when Colin remembers this. They had a military guy that
I don't know any of the fallout that happened after it. Are you talking about the
Islam guy? I guess he didn't get that much
showed up, or
he didn't go to jail.
I'm talking about everything that has happened since.
There was a lot on the left that said you have to understand their culture.
What an auditor is.
A bunch of bull.
I do not know what an auditor stands for.
Let me see if I can change
I believe that auditors are bringing disrespect on what we all are trying to do in bringing news to people. Because if people can't trust what you're doing and they think you're violent, then the integrity in what we're doing is destroyed. Because when I started it, you didn't want to be associated with the word citizens journalists. It's like the word paparazzi years ago. It become toxic.
I actually tend to agree with that, and I think violence is always should.
It was right in front of a bunch of people too. He did it right out in the open, right on the street.
I think peaceful dialogue is always going to be the way forward, and it's the only way you can maintain some type of integrity amongst yourself, and especially amongst the profession that we're in, being such a heavily demonized profession that we're in as well.
Well, you can do
the
part one
mainstream
and part
media,
two.
we're constantly seeing more and more attack pieces on it. I think that's going to be a thing that this tyrannical government try clamping down on very harshly in the coming years. That's my prediction.
Yeah, and to add on, if you come back a bit, it's purely because I'm tall and I'm trying to get you in. And I'm being honest now. I wanted to have this discussion.
Hi, Shantae.
You and I can have the discussion.
Everyone, this is Shantae. I know
all auditors and all citizens, journalists in this country to come together at some time this year, which will be announced, for us to define what the role of an auditor is, what the role of a citizen's
about
Christianity
Christianity, and they're going to be debating that.
And I want us to agree a set of principles under which we operate.
Christianity against Muslims.
Because I am disgusted and ashamed of how some auditors behave. Many auditors have done great work.
I think right after this
I don't know what they stand for. There's a lot of
Muslims
auditors out there
Christian
bringing shame
minister or something
to what we're doing, and also citizens journalists.
Debating the Quran
I'm calling on all of you guys and girls. We will come together at some stage this year
bits and pieces.
To define what our role is, to come up with a set of guiding principles that we operate under. And we should have our own citizens'
cards. How about good morals?
Absolutely.
Media cards, yes or no?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think the only way to get them, get them is to go through.
Is this accent Southern England?
That's the only way to maintain some type of integrity, especially with the amount of pushback that we get. We don't want our own side and people who are working in the exact same field as ours
this guy
pulling us back and holding us back and making us look worse not than we already are. But you don't want to shine a light and bring anything into disrepute that doesn't need to be in disrepute. Nobody's doing anything wrong. We have the right to go around and film in public. That's not. There's nothing illegal in that. There's nothing illegal in going and standing on a public ground and filming a protest. But there is stuff illegal in going out and conducting yourself in a violent manner, in going out and conducting yourself and engaging in stupid and quite frankly illegal stuff, which is why when Brother Wendell asked me the question, are you a citizen journalist? Are you an auditor? I don't really know how to answer it, because on one hand, you could just have some idiot with a camera go up to you in your face and go, I'm a citizen journalist. So it doesn't really mean a whole lot. That's why I don't really refer to myself in for them terms.
Colin, have you ever been to this place?
Quite a frank and long discussion
between the where they all debate and stuff all the time.
Citizen journalists, as they are, because these are only very new terms. In the past couple of years, since we've exploded
the 200
into this
digits is how long your message
we've
can be.
exploded into this whole YouTube scene,
200 characters,
these protests because they've exploded up and down the country. So I think we need to fine-tune the words on what these terms actually mean and come up with a vigorous code of conduct, so we're not bringing anyone into.
That's how long your message can
and
be.
So we're all working
so if you have a
together
long message,
for the good
what
of
you
the
got to do is
country
like
and to
part
get as
1
much
and part 2.
real news out there as physically
it's sort
possible.
of like Twitter's
and
like
to add on,
there's a link
and
on how many
I'm laying my cards on the table here. When I saw the first video, the AY video in Coventry, I thought, yeah, this is good journalism, and I got scared. And I'm saying to myself, hold on,
arresting people
by the fact that you got your camera, you are telling people where you are, your phone is a GPS, anyone listening knows where you are. And when I saw, like, looking behind the bins, like rats, ferrets, foxes, when I saw all that, I thought, there's something not right in what I'm seeing. I felt something really bad was going to happen. And I said to myself, you should not be there doing what you're doing, because you can get attacked. And it was it was coming across as if that it was all
just like sort of like that
That's
in the comments here too.
Yeah. And then when I saw what I saw,
it used to be 100 characters over an X.
And then really 4 lads come to attack him.
Balaclavas.
I thought, oh my God, I could not believe what I was seeing. And the reason why it was predicted, because that phone was a GPS showing where you were. And I've spoken to AY in detail. I'm not going to go into our conversation, but I said, under no circumstances should a citizen's a journalist, anyone,
I didn't know you had Rumble, Shante,
because it's dangerous. And the reason I'm saying that, because don't tell people where you are if there's a possibility you're going to
I hate
be
when I
attacked
get messages in
like
Facebook.
he was. Do
and
it.
It's like you have to scroll.
But upload it after you've left.
Yeah.
Not using it as a GPS phone. But when I saw the next video,
I get that in Facebook, and I was
angry. And you know the video I'm talking about.
Has there been a follow-up?
There was a video released by the other party. Have you seen that? And the video shows a different perspective, but the issue I now have, hence the reason I'm raising this, it shows what we were led to believe may not have been 100%. Hey, I'm going to talk to you in a minute, may not be 100% truthful. If what we are reporting is not 100% truthful, that
you did say the word fact for
what we're doing. Therefore, it brings in the integrity of what we're doing. Hence the reason I'm calling on citizens, journalists and auditors to come together.
More than 3 likes.
We will announce that at some stage this year for a conference for it to be decided.
Oh, Getter's 100 letters,
forward, because legislation
I don't know,
is coming,
in Getter,
and we have to
I used to do more there. I used to
have to get accredited.
Have
to get accredited because we all know this.
That's how I got her on my channel.
When you said accredited, I agree. but not as an NUJ.
Not as an NUJ.
We have our own accreditation.
Absolutely, I'm sure you do. And it goes on to what you were saying
But
between
this is going
two
live.
sides of the story,
That's
in
not live
between
there.
somewhere, in
The
between
link is
both
shared
sides of the
together.
story, in between there's sometimes the truth,
No,
which is why it's
usually
so
we're live
vital
now.
to have all of these
Then,
different broadcasters, all
Parlors,
of these independents
I have
doing
to
such
share a
fantastic work. He Speaks Freely, Young Bob, Jack Hadders.
Yeah,
all of the
Colin
crew,
was saying
Urban,
he's
the
from
whole Urban Scoop,
England.
Gouty Reports as well, which is why we need a
Colin,
broad range of
goes by,
opinions. So you can get the you could
see.
go on the BBC for your news,
Goes by a
or you
different
could
name
go
on
on
this.
X for your news.
Yeah, that's correct, and
Oh,
that is the
it's
reason
soon.
why I am so
You want me to fast forward to
not
it?
happy with what's
I
happened.
know it's soon.
The
I had
fact
skimmed
that we
through
are
it and I
now
knew
having
it.
a debate about this
Probably
issue
close to half of this was
openly,
debate.
it is so important for.
All right, I'll try going a little
Mainstream
bit.
media is dead.
But worship one God.
Oh, here we go. Right here.
Mainstream
It's coming
media is
right
dead.
up.
Citizen journalist,
Dante.
Urban Scoop.
It's when this other guy
100%.
gets
That's
on.
the way forward. It's
Excellent
clear
stuff.
for the viewers
But
to
thanks
see.
a lot for those who are
very
watching.
much,
Thank you very much, sir.
That's where the Christians debating the
Bob is in
Muslim
the
law.
house.
One more thing.
You go.
I forgot to give a shout out as well. He did on the He Speaks Freely podcast to me. So Shawnee Boy on X as well. That's another account to follow.
Excellent. So he speaks freely. That's Emma. Big up Emma. See, these are all the people coming through the ranks, and for me, it is so great and so pleasurable that so many great citizens journalists have stepped forward and they're
USA
making
here.
a positive contribution in this great country. But things are changing. The tectonic plates have changed and they will continue to change. And later on this year, there will be announcements about what we will be doing. But we've got old Bob is in the house and we're now going to catch up with old Bob.
It's just about to start. It's the next people he has talking here. Just start with the preacher first, and then the Muslim tries to interrupt. See, they're all debating here. Yeah, there they are debating right there, and he tries to get in there.
Not belief in one God that makes you superior.
That guy's the Christian.
No. Are you
and the other guy you'll see the next one to the right of him. Right on the picture.
That was what you said.
Will be the Muslim.
What I was hashing out wasn't that any belief in one
gives
God
him the mic.
is simply superior just because of the agent in reference to the being.
Are you saying that there are no Muslims who believe in one God but don't worship one God?
No, that's not. I'm saying that's not a point of discussion.
It is a point of discussion.
So why are we sidestepping from the Trinity?
No, we're not sidestepping.
We're just talking about the Trinity.
No. Hold on one second. No, Amir, you're trying to conflate things. I asked you the initial question, right?
Right.
I asked you what made Islam superior to Christianity, and I said why. And then your argument was about belief in monotheism.
I already hashed that out.
Right? And then I pointed out that belief in monotheism is not sufficient for claims of superiority.
Guys are doing the thumbs up.
Right? Now, no, Amir, it is important. It is important because there are lots of Muslims who will literally go around this park saying Islam is better than Christianity because Muslims believe in one God. They literally say that. They literally say that.
We do believe in three gods,
which you have not substantiated. So, one second, because you're making the claim. You're the prosecution. You are making the claim that we Christians believe in one God. My Bible's in my bag. I challenge you. Show me any verse in Scripture that teaches that we Christians believe in three gods.
That's a bad response. I'll tell you why.
Can you show me?
I got you. I'm going to respond.
Yeah, go on.
Because Rob, right? What's your name? What's your name again?
Bob.
I second it, Marianne.
Bob is saying
this guy beats him though. From what I've seen, I didn't watch the whole thing.
But
I watched sections
of gods, but there's no verse in the Bible that says it. What Bob
eventually they get a mic on him
is that a belief and the entailment of belief are both binding upon a believer. What that means is, if I say, for example, a proposition, the entailment of that proposition, a true entailment of that proposition, is as valid as the proposition itself. So, although you don't profess three gods, the entailment of your belief is three gods, and therefore still going to be binding. And
this guy full of crap or what?
A Muslim is justified in saying that you affirm three gods, although you don't affirm by tongue.
Okay, may I reply to that?
But no, we have to get back to the Trinity.
Wait, I want to reply to that because I disagree with that statement. If someone claims to believe in something, and then you say to them, well, actually, really, you believe this, That's a bad faith argument.
That's a straw man.
That's a straw man argument, and that's what Muslims
Where's he coming up with
to
thinking
Christians on the
that
Trinity?
think there's three
Every
gods?
Christian everywhere
believes
in one God.
They still
every statement the church has ever released, every document the church has ever released, every hymn the church has ever wrote, every commentary on every verse of Scripture affirms the belief in one God. The idea
where are they getting this
that
three
we
God
believe
thing?
in three gods because of how Muslims want to try and misconstrue philosophy is a bad faith argument. If you are going to accuse Christians of believing in something, you have to provide your evidence from our sources. An example, and this is not me going to get into a side argument. I am not proposing we debate this, but I say Muhammad married his first cousin. I can demonstrate that from Islamic sources. I say that Muslims believe in first cousin marriages. I can demonstrate that from Islamic sources. I can say that first cousin marriages are bad for us. 15% of people born from first cousin marriages have genetic anomalies. I can prove that from science, from the observational studies. In other words, if you make a claim, you have to back it up. And it is not sufficient to just go, here's my sophism, here's my clever words, here's my misconstruing of your belief, therefore you believe in three gods.
I would appreciate it if
so would you like it timed? Shall we do it timed?
Fine. Yeah. Just because
that's fine. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. I have a tendency to go on. So here's the point what Amir has to do. He has to show to us from our sources, not his words, but from our sources that we believe in three gods. Just like I prove what I say about Islam.
I've never heard that.
Before I respond, I have
there's three gods and
it doesn't go on Christianity because again I keep it very short and concise as a response. And for some reason you go on to.
If you want it time, we can do it time. That's totally fine.
Just give me a second. The one question to you is do you agree that a true entailment of a belief is binding upon a believer as much as the proposition of the belief itself?
Yes, so long as that. Wait. So long as the entailment is a true description.
What do you mean by
that it is an accurate description. So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Muslims bow down to the Kaaba. Bowing down is an act of worship. If I misconstrue Muslims' beliefs, that would be saying that they worship the Kaaba. That's a misrepresentation of Islamic belief.
That's why the way I phrased the question, and I don't know why you do this. The way I said the question is a true entailment. True picks out. Just give me a second, brother. True entailment picks out that which is actual in reality.
Based on a true statement.
Oh, that's not three different.
When you say based on
people, they're all one and the same, aren't they?
Based on a true description. In other words, if you describe the entailment wrong, shall we do this time?
If it's a wrong entailment, then it can't be true entailment.
No, if it's a wrong description of an entailment, it's also false.
Exactly.
Right, thank you. So go on.
No, Bob, just give me a second. Because you like to go long-winded when things are very simple.
Yes.
That's why I qualified true entailment.
Yes.
By true entailment.
Probably right, Mr. Fixer.
Right? Yes, it has to. Which is what I'm saying you're not doing.
One person might interpret something one way, another person another way.
Belief is identical in relation to how it's prescribes upon a believer. No.
So long as all descriptions are accurate.
As it's true is the same thing as saying
so long as all descriptions are accurate.
You're literally saying the same thing I'm saying. Now, when it comes to the Trinity, my argument.
That's why you do the whole cross thing, you know.
Of your belief
Father,
is
Son, and Holy
Ghost.
Ghost.
Although you profess one God.
Right.
The argument for that is going to be that if you accept transitivity and you accept classical counting methods, under that, if there's going to be three things that are both predicated, three predicated with God and on each other, under CCM is going to entail polytheism. I'll give you an example.
Use the Quran.
Just give me a second. You have to tell me my argument.
Use the Quran.
No, I don't have to. Me, Bob, and let's say third person, although we all share the same essence, aka the set of essential properties, and I'm going to get you to hash out the definition of essence right now. Although we share the same essence, he would agree that mono-humanity wouldn't entail. What is mono-humanity? They believe that all 8 billion people, although the 8 billion people is just one human being. So, if he believes that he can hold transitivity and CCM, he's going to have to give me the symmetry breaker between there being three persons, and although they share the same essence and have different properties, that wouldn't entail mono-humanity in relation to how he believes that there's not three persons that are all one God, although they share different properties. What is the symmetry breakup of? Please answer that directly.
Okay, so let me reply to the statement.
Can probably answer a lot of this.
Firstly, the doctrine of the Trinity does not rest upon any particular philosophy, and it does not. Are we going to do this disrespectful now, Amir? Are you going to? Is that how we're going to behave?
I apologize, please.
Are we going to behave like that?
No.
Because you were telling me about talking over you, and now you're doing a mocking laugh.
The Trinity is
right. One second. So the doctrine of the Trinity does not rest upon any particular philosophy. We use philosophy to describe the Trinity. And where any philosophical description of the Trinity causes compromise in the doctrine of the Trinity, then we simply dispose or get rid of that Trinity. In other words, Christianity, the doctrine of the Trinity, does not rest or fall based upon whether it upholds or fits with Leibniz's law. Now, I've made a very simple request to Amir. He is saying we believe in three gods. I want him to bring some evidence from our sources that we believe in three gods. Is that not fair? When I accuse Muhammad of being a paedophile, when I accuse Muhammad of being a rapist, when I accuse Muhammad of being a slave trader, what is the first thing that Muslims say to me? Evidence. So why can't I expect Amir to bring forth evidence? Now, coming to the doctrine of the Trinity. We have stated that the Father is the source of the being of the Son and the Holy Spirit. But the Holy Spirit, being spirated from God, and the Son being begotten of God, have a unique attribute to them that means that they are not the Father. Right? Now, that means, ladies and gentlemen, we're not counting the same thing twice. When we answer the question, how many are the who of God, we say three. When we answer the question, the what of his essence, we say one. And because we're not counting the same thing twice, there is no contradiction. Now, Islam does not escape the issue. The Quran is said to be one book. And yet, Amir has already admitted there are several books of the Quran. There are several versions of the Quran. I'm sorry, bro, he did it on camera, maybe before you came. I want to know if A Quran is different from B Quran, which is different from C Quran.
Does anyone know the answer to this?
In what way are those Qurans the same? I have given my answer. The essence of the Father is fully possessed by the Son and the Holy Spirit. I want to know, how is the Hafs Quran and the Wash Quran and the Duri Quran the same Quran when they have different words and are not identical?
I think we should do it time.
Okay.
I think we should do it.
Let's do it time. Do you want to time?
How much? Do you want 2 minutes, 2 minutes?
3?
No,
yeah,
3 is
two's fine.
I have to take notes.
2's fine. So okay, again, just if both of us could always see the timer, that would be appreciated very much.
Just to be clear, if you guys remember, before he made his response, I gave him a clear question to reply to. Do you remember the question?
No, sir, I don't.
He doesn't remember the question.
I apologize.
So, unfortunately here, we're going to have to go back and forth again until he actually gives me an adequate response to my argument, because if he does respond, it will entail to a reductio that reduces his position to absurdity. So I'm going to repeat the argument one more time.
Yeah,
I have no issue responding to the argument that you made. He said, well, if a Muslim, if a Christian accuses a Muslim of something, he expects, the Muslim expects the Christian to bring it from the sources. The symmetry break between that and the philosophical concept of the Trinity is that when it comes to accusing Islam of a specific thing pertaining to revelation, the evidence will be expected from revelation. But what the distinction is, when it comes to the Trinity is natural theology. You believe that the Trinity comes before the revelation that was given to Christ, that was given before the prophets, because he believes that God existed as a triune being prior to revelation. So because it's natural theology, we can use deduction, we can use philosophical concepts, because he literally believes the Trinity is a philosophical concept. So it's no way analogous, it's a bad response, and it's again a quote. Now, when it comes to saying that, hey, because we say that there's 3 who's and only 1 what, it solves the issue. Well, here we go. Me, Bob, and this person, although we are 3 who's, he was to say that we're also 3 human beings, aka 3 whats. although we share the same human essence, aka rationality and animality. So it looks like there's double standard. Looks like when he counts everything else, he has no issue in not making a distinction between the who and the what. But when it comes to the Trinity, he does. So I'm going to ask the question one more time, and I hope that he gives a response. The question is, what is the symmetry break between the account of monohumanity, where I said that me, you, and him, we are three persons, but we're
Never
just
heard that
one human
one,
being because we share the same essence, and your belief that there's three persons that have different properties, but because they have the same essence, they're one human being.
Time. When you're ready, I'll stop. Yeah, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to point out, he has not replied to the argument I made about Shaitan. He's ignored it. He's not replied about the argument I made about the Quran. He's ignored it. Now, furthermore, he's asked me the question about what separates my understanding of the Trinity from his argument, analogy about humanity. Fair question, I'll answer it. And then maybe when I've answered it, he'll actually bother to answer just one of my questions. Maybe he'll reply to just one of my arguments. So the difference between man and God is this, that God is the creator and not like his creation. That is something that I'm sure every Muslim can appreciate. And so the way in which God shares a common essence, a common substance, is not the same way in which we share a common essence and a common substance. In other words, the analogy of human beings, three persons, one humanity, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly that. It's analogous. It's parallel to, it's not the same. Secondly, I argued earlier that for the entailment of the belief to be as binding as the root of the belief, that the description of the entailment and the description of the belief must be accurate. His argument is based upon something that the church has consistently rejected, the confusion of the persons. He's arguing for confusion of the persons. And if he has arrived at that conclusion from Leibniz's law, then that means for the Christian, assuming that he has rendered Leibniz's law accurately, that Leibniz's law is not sufficient to describe the Trinity.
Does this guy know his stuff
I want him to answer my question about the Quran and not run away from it.
Right, here we go. There we go. Now, 2 minutes. Now, I'm gonna quickly respond to his arguments. About
I think there's parts of the book that were left out too, Mr. Fincher.
In the part
make more sense, you know.
Time being put.
It's actually that the Bible's a collection of
already
books.
I believe. If you're going to hash out,
you're saying bingo,
not to be identical to worship, then that's fine. Because when I said it, I said that belief does entail worship, and therefore is going to be superior in that sense. But because you hashed out your terms, after you qualified your terms, then I have no issue in going to that distinction. That's done. When it comes to the Quran, I already told you that there's going to be a symmetry break in that insofar as multiple readings, that means that when we say there's one Quran, all that means is that it references back to one.
Watered down, huh?
That's all it means, right? So when it comes to the Trinity, because there's
I just believe in him and good morals.
The Quran doesn't have a
biggest thing for me.
The Quran simply has being. It doesn't have personhood. So there's a clear symmetry break in that.
Yes,
so
okay.
The first question to you is, does the Quran have personhood? Please note it down so you can answer it, because I'm noting down what you're saying. That's the first question. Second of all, he said that the break in the analogy is that the way that God is one is not the same way that humans are one in essence. So here we go. When we say that two subjects share a set of predicates in relation to how it relates to humans and how it relates to God, Bob, I would like you to give an account of the symmetry break of what is it about the sharing of God that entails in being one being.
Ethiopian
of
Bible?
On the one Soto, aka
I didn't know there was one
that
of those.
doesn't entail them one human being. Because if you're going to stay consistent, it's going to entail monohumanity. And again, him saying that
Jesus was a Jew
doesn't help, because although he believes that God is like creation, he still individuates the persons the same way he individuates everything else. Why? Because he says that because there's different properties said of each person, therefore they're not going to be identical to each other.
Time.
Therefore, the three different persons.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, you all heard it. Firstly,
it's a shame.
he concedes that
I don't know what to
believing
believe,
is not
Shante.
sufficient to claim superiority,
Not
which
for
is
sure.
where this debate started. So it is not enough to say I
do
believe in one
in
God
thou
over
shalt not
Muslims,
kill,
and that
don't
makes you
lie,
superior.
don't
It's about
steal,
believing in the right
all that
God
kind of stuff.
and about worshipping him. Secondly, he
Don't
accepts
do false
that the
witness
thing
against
that
someone.
makes these different Qurans the same is that they have the same source. Muhammad. So the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, with the Father as the source of the
I don't have
essence
a particular
of the
denomination.
Spirit and the Son is sufficient to make them same, ladies and gentlemen. If it works for his Quran, it works for the Trinity. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes, and you'll have to forgive me, I am being a bit distracted by the Muslim heckler over there. In terms of the essence, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit have one will, perform one act, have one power, and they themselves have that nature, that eternal nature. They perform the same activity. They are the creator. There's no distinction between their wills. Now, he said about the Quran having personhood. At a generic, everyday level, I'd agree with him. The Quran does not have personhood. It does have being. But that does not escape Leibniz's law, because nothing in Leibniz's law says this is just for persons. It's about beings as well. But more complicated,
I wonder if they'll ever find more books that were like buried
say
or
that the Quran
whatever that are
will
connected.
intercede to Allah. That is an attribute of personhood.
I don't see Allah
the
as
word
God.
of
I'm sorry.
Allah, according to the Hadith, takes
I know they
on
use it as their
personhood
God.
and intercedes to Allah. So one of his own attributes becomes a person and talks back to him. So
actually, Allah was a conqueror part of his life.
So it looks like Bob seems to feel the pressure, and because he feels the pressure,
I really don't.
He has to.
I hear you,
has to
Shante.
invoke another argument, which I will respond to, and I'm going to refute him anyway. It's not an issue for us. But before I do that, let me quickly respond to his absolute trash responses pertaining to how the Quran is going to be analogous to how the Trinity is. It's not going to be analogous. You said that when it comes to Leibniz's law, it applies beyond personhood. Well, that assumes that we say that A is identical to B and B is identical to C. We don't claim that one reading is identical to one reading, and therefore it doesn't even go. It's a category error to invoke Leibniz's law under the environment. But you believe that the Father is identical to the essence. Now, I don't know if you hold to relative identity. You didn't tell me. I don't know if you hold to impure relative identity. You didn't tell me, because clearly not learned in that subject. Fine. I'm still going to apply pressure, which is the fact. By the way, which is the fact that if you say,
I hear you, Marianne.
Oh, well, hold on.
Thought I'd do something different today.
Because they share the same essence, have the same will, power, so on and so forth. Again,
tomorrow I'm probably going to do an inflection
is that they have the same essence simplicity. He's not saying anything else. He's saying that there's a set of essential properties that are predicated upon all three persons, and because it's predicated upon three persons, it entails one being. If
I'm not sure it's taking long enough beef, so I'll probably start at 4 p.m.
or one being, then he has to stay consistent.
Eastern time.
Because if we have a set of essential properties for humanity, so that every human shares it, then according to him, it entails one human being. And let me quickly answer the hadith about the Quran interceding. The same hadith they quoted says, fasting and the Quran intercedes, which means there's no to the act of reciting, not identical to the Quran itself. Therefore, it doesn't entail the Quran has personhood. Therefore, the argument wouldn't follow. Please respond to the argument, which is, do you believe that there's one set, that because that one set is predicated upon three persons, it would entail one being? Yes or no? Answer the question, please.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus spread the word similar to this.
He misconstrued my argument. He said that Muslims don't say that one reading is like another reading. We already know that. Why is he telling us something that was assumed at the basis of the argument? Repeating my own arguments back to me doesn't help him prove his point.
Yeah, good
he
point.
Ignored the point
Marianne.
that Muslims
Good
believe
point.
that these different readings are the same Quran, and he hasn't
Mama also
explained
didn't
how.
he have several wives
All
as well?
he's done
I
is
don't
say that
agree
we
with any of that.
Muslims don't believe
I don't think
that
that's
these are the same
several
readings.
wives has ever
And
been
I'm
in the
sorry
Christian.
for raising my voice, but his Muslim brother is heckling at the back whilst being quiet when Amir speaks, and that's why I have to shout, ladies and gentlemen. Furthermore, ladies and gentlemen, he said that we Muslims, don't confuse one meaning
gotcha.
of the Quran with the other one.
Mr. Fixer, I'm kind of a good morals, and I'm okay with any religion, kind of.
Do not confuse
just don't be
the Father with the
nutcake and try to
Son
kill people.
and the Son with the Holy Spirit.
Or even preach
we
it.
say that they are distinct.
Or even preach killing.
It would be better for Amir to prosecute his argument not from Leibniz's law, which even if
who's winning the debate?
It did prove his
Chat,
argument,
who's winning the
would
debate?
simply be dismissed as philosophy insufficient to the task, and to actually make his argument from Christian sources. Furthermore, yes, the hadith does say that the fasting will intercede, but it does say that the Quran
I don't get the whole fasting
will intercede. Just pointing out that it says fasting will intercede doesn't get away from the fact that the Quran is said to intercede. Intercession is an attribute of person. There's other hadiths that talk about individual surahs interceding. So it gets even worse, and in those hadiths, it doesn't mention fasting. So this is personhood to the Quran.
I don't understand the whole fasting
Before
stuff.
I respond, because going back and forth...
Notice the heckler's gone.
Yeah. Before I told him to stay quiet, by the way.
Thank you.
Before I respond, I need to cash out your position, because we can't keep going back and forth if I don't know your position.
I agree,
You
Marianne.
hold the transitivity.
There's so many extremists.
So, I'm happy to work with transitivity. No, listen, Amir, the smug smiles are just going to backfire on you, mate. Listen, you've asked me a question, I'm going to answer it.
Right.
You've asked me about transitivity. If you had listened to my argument,
I hold to it or not. That's it. I hold to it, I don't hold to it. So I continue my response.
Right. I will use... Here's my answer. In a single sentence.
No, this is my camera.
That's fine. Push it back. Come back. I'm good, brother. Push the camera back, then I'll go back.
Because you're in front of that one.
That's going to be awkward.
No, that's great, sir. That's probably spin the camera.
They're just going to turn the cameras on me.
That's fine.
Right.
Right.
So I am happy to use transitivity up to the point that transitivity does not contradict orthodoxy.
I just get hungry. I try to lose weight.
If it contradicts, if it does not work with orthodoxy, then it's insufficient to describe it.
Okay, good.
Shante.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go. So the response is going to be simple.
I hear you.
There's going to be a symmetry break between the Quran in relation to transitivity and Leibniz's law and your position, because you just said that you reject transitivity if it contradicts. Obviously you do.
Contradicts what?
Orthodoxy.
Thank you.
Which is that if A equals B and B equals C, A will equal C.
Non-believers.
So you said that the Father is identical to the essence and the Son is identical to the essence.
You're a non-believer. Can you make it to heaven?
Son, right?
No.
So what's identity in the case?
Because the Leibniz's law is not sufficient to the Trinity, because we don't simply say that they share an essence. We say that they have unique attributes that make them distinct.
I'm not asking that.
And
So
that's
you
not
have
being
good
covered,
morals,
is it?
but you're not a believer. Because I know of a
the
lot of
Father
people that
is the possessor of the essence.
don't believe there is a God.
So the Father doesn't get his divinity from some third essence. The Father's essence is the Father's essence that is poured into the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Identity is whatever is true of A
Right.
is true of B. Do you hold to that?
Amir, I'm giving you... No, listen. But I mean, I'm answering it within the framework that I've already outlaid in this debate.
Ramadan, I know, and it's a ridiculous amount.
It is
They don't
clear
even
in the
drink
way that
water.
you're prosecuting, and we're maybe just like we'll restart time because it's broken down.
They don't even
So
drink water.
we'll
A lot
give
of
you
them
like
pass
another
out.
minute.
And all that. It's insane.
Right, I'm
Especially
going
when
to try and clear it
they're
for you.
fighters.
I think
like,
for us to prosecute
like
this
there's a war going
conversation
on or
in an
something over there,
edifying
they
way
end up
that's
passing out,
educational to
someone
both,
die.
you
It's
need
bad for
to
their
move
kidneys.
on from Leibniz's law.
You can
Listen.
see the food you can
You need to
do
move on from Leibniz's law, and you
like
need to
over
do what I asked you
100
to do, which is use our sources to show that we believe in three
That's
gods.
fine, but just tell me if identity means whatever is true of... Just give me a second, brother. If identity picks out whatever is true of A is true of B, under that definition, do you hold that the Father is identical to the essence, yes or no?
And what I am saying to you,
It's a dichotomy.
no, what I am saying to you,
Yes or no?
no, it doesn't work like that.
It is.
No, it really doesn't.
And that's why I don't want to do this long discussion, because if your position is not clear, I can't critique it.
Well, I'm trying to
If your
tell you
position-
what my position is.
So
You
do
need to listen
hold
to it.
or no?
No, you need to listen to it.
He's
No. You've jumped. You've ignored the Quran argument. You've ignored the Quran argument. You haven't. So in what way are the Qurans the same?
that's fine. Just because you don't believe my answer is sufficient doesn't mean I haven't addressed it.
Yeah, the guy's trying to say that.
And vice versa, bro. So,
because you're not answering my question. You didn't ask this to me.
I'm trying to help make sure that we can have a conversation that's edifying for both parties.
That's fine.
And you know some Muslims that do believe that Jesus was
I'm going to explain
prophet.
to you right now.
Tell me if you hold that
right. So this is our position. As Christians, I'm going to lay out Christian orthodoxy.
As Son of God, they
if
see Muhammad as
Leibniz's
God.
law cannot comprehend or deal with this orthodoxy, then Leibniz's law is not sufficient to engage in the discussion about whether Christians believe in three gods.
That's not my question.
We Christians believe in one God. We believe in Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. We believe that the Son and the Holy Spirit have and possess identically, fully, completely, wholesomely, and absolutely the nature of the Father that flows from the Father. The Father's essence is not drawn from some third category. The essence of the Father and the Father are the same.
In tracking him,
Son
a lot of them
and the Holy
want
Spirit
to
have that. The
kill
Son and
us
the Holy
because they
Spirit
think they're
are
going to get
not
75
identical to the
virgins.
Father,
I don't know where the
because in
crap
their
they get that from.
personhood,
The 75 virgins by killing us, and they want to be famous and known as someone great
that's our
by
position.
killing us.
That's
Anyone
our
who's a
position.
non-believer.
So, Amir, now that I have stated what our position is, now that I've stated what our position is, now I have stated what our position is. You now need to engage with our position.
No, that it wasn't my question that I asked you.
Go on.
Guys, Bob is very afraid, for some reason, to cash out the definition of his terms. So I'm able to do a critique.
Which definition do you want me to cash out?
Let me finish, Bob. Because I already gave you 2 chances, and for some reason you're scared to do it.
No, bro.
Let me finish.
Bro, I've tried to tell you that Leibniz's law is clearly tripping you up.
You have a reason to monologue over me,
right.
So I don't address you.
I'll come back to that point when I speak next.
So again, he doesn't want to hash out his position because he knows that if he does, then there's going to be a good critique against his position. Bob, when it comes to identity, if identity means whatever predicate is true of A is true of B, do you hold that when you say that the Father is identical to the essence, do you hold in that definition of identity either you do or you don't?
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, the point I'm trying to make to Amir is clearly his grasp of Leibniz's law means that he is not engaging with the Christian position.
It was in the Bible about 75 virgins?
Sorry, are we doing that? Give me a chance.
So
Amir.
give me 75 virgins?
Stop
They
running.
thought if you
Listen,
killed
Amir. Listen to my
non-believers, you
position.
got 75 virgins.
And mocking laughter just demonstrates, bro. Right. Bro, the point I'm trying to make to you, Amir, is clearly you're not able to engage with the Christian position because as an absolute, ladies and gentlemen, we do not concede in any way that the Father is identical to the Son or that the Son is identical to the Holy Spirit. And if, ladies and gentlemen, the use of Leibniz's law means that in Amir's mind, these two things have to be equivocated, they have to be clashed together, then clearly for this discussion, Leibniz's law is not sufficient for us to progress. That's the point that I'm trying to make to Amir. I am inviting Amir to make his argument from Christian sources. And also, I want to state clearly, he has not addressed the point of how the Wash Quran and the Duri Quran and the Hafs Quran are the same Quran when they are not identical, ladies and gentlemen. We already know that they're not the same reading.
They do use fear.
I want to know in what way does he assert that they are one Quran when they are different texts?
I got you.
Yeah, that's true, Mr. Fixer.
The way that
a lot of wars over religion.
He doesn't want to do it in a way that he engages in the substance. He wants to do it in a way where he goes on a monologue, draws out another argument. That way he thinks, I'm not going to go back and address it. I'm going to keep drowning you until you give your position. Because unfortunately, when it comes to Trinitarians, all Trinitarians hold that there is one God and 3 hypostases. But there is different ways that every Trinitarian hashes out or gives account of how they come to the conclusion of one God in 3 hypostases. Now, just so I don't strawman his position, I need to know his position. I need to know if he holds the Leibniz law. I need to know if he holds transitivity. All he's saying is, if it is the case that it does, I reject it. Well, I want to test that out. That way I can give a sufficient critique Thereby, when I give it, you don't say, oh, well, that's not my position, and you move on. I want to stick it to your own position, so you don't backtrack. And again, I have it on tape. You said the accept transitivity earlier, and if you concede now, it's going to look bad. So pay attention, Bob. This is the question, and I hope everyone sees it because I'm not going to keep repeating myself. It's very simple. When it comes to identity, if identity means whatever predicate is true of A is also true of B, when we say that the Father, when we say the Father is identical to the essence, do you hold that the Father is identical to the essence under that definition, or he's not? Which one is it?
Was Catholic. My dad was Lutheran.
Respond to that question.
I'm going to reply. So, ladies and gentlemen, notice he did not address the issue of the Quran. Again, how many times have I asked him about the Quran?
Tell you, a Catholic
in what
wedding,
way is
you don't
the
want to
hafs and the wash and the duri the same, ladies and gentlemen? Now, let's be clear.
Yeah.
Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen.
Different forms.
I want to say that any use
I
of
found
any
this interesting
philosophy
a bit. I didn't
that
watch the whole
forces
thing.
us to confuse the persons or forces us to divide the essence of God is insufficient to describe the Trinity. I was accepting the Leibniz law on the basis that it would not be used to misdescribe my belief. Amir has persistently tried to use Leibniz's law to misdescribe my belief. Let's be charitable to Amir and say that he has a perfect grasp of Leibniz's law and that he knows it better than I do. Fine. Then I simply say that it is an insufficient lexicon to describe the Trinity because it tries to shoehorn the Trinity into something that the Trinity is not. He wants to know my position. There is one God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, who share one essence. We cannot divide the divinity,
in the Bible and the
we
Quran
cannot
and all this about
confuse
virgins
the
all the
persons.
time. I don't get it.
Engage in my
Why
position.
fixation on that?
Stop trying to arm wrestle me into believing something that I don't. I do not believe we can confuse the persons.
I think you're right, Mr.
I do
Fixer.
not believe we can
a lot
divide
of them
the
in the old
divinity.
messages talk
Prosecute
about that.
your
When I used
argument
to help track and
on
find
that
ISIS
basis.
people,
Prosecute
they
your
want to
argument
behead
from
us.
our sources. And please, for the good of us all, answer the question about the Quran.
They want to be famous for doing it.
In what way are Hafs, Wash, and Duri the same?
All right. Okay, here we go. First of all, it looks like I'm going to have to teach Bob English terms. First of all, there's one thing you need to know. A true dichotomy is that when a question is posed, there is only two possible answers to that question. If the answer falls outside the dichotomy, then it's a fallacious answer. So far, you've shown your inability to engage in dialectics because you don't understand basic hermeneutics in relation to how we're supposed to debate. A dichotomy
now, is there virgin
yes
guys
or
for
no,
these women
there
when they
is
get
no
to
third option, Bob. You have to learn how to debate, not monologue and preach. Okay? That's the first thing. Second of all, when it comes to the argument about the Quran, I already told you that we don't believe in what way are Hafs, Warsh, and Duri the same. We don't believe they're the same. We understand that they're going to be distinct. But the distinction, the analogy is
they don't talk about their own
we don't
religion
assign
much. They can't
personal
defend
being
it very
to the
much.
Quran
Insofar
as saying
that
there's
they talk
one
about
being of the Quran and three different persons. That's not analogous.
I agree with that.
Okay, so it doesn't address the argument. So again, the question that I'm going to ask you, and this is the final time I'm going to ask because you're wasting my time, because you know that if you give your position regarding identity, I'm going to crush you, Bob. Unfortunately. So you have to give your position on the identity. And this is the last time I'm going to say.
Still going for the fact that it's three different people.
If identity means whatever predicate is true of A is true
Father,
of B.
Son, and the Holy Ghost.
When you say that the Father is
all in one.
To the essence, is it true to say that the Father is to the essence, or is it false because you don't believe that every predicate is true of the Father is true of the essence? Do you agree with the statement?
Well, there's some cases where there's six.
And you hold to the position
I've seen videos now that they're marrying
them. The only answer is yes. No, there is not an option.
And the little girl doesn't have any choice.
Let's see what he's going to give. Give us
a lot of time it's the parents selling them off.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, did you hear an answer to the question about the Quran? No. Do Muslims in this pot go around saying there's 7 different Qurans? No. They go around and they say that there's one Quran. Well, I hope every Muslim is listening to Amir because Amir has just admitted
is that true that
there's
7
Qurans? Now, he knows and I know that that's not the deen of Islam. He knows and I know the Muslims say there's only one Quran. So he has not answered the question, in what way is Hafs, Warsh and Duri the Quran? The same Quran.
Well, I'm glad I didn't live back then,
What he has admitted, insofar as he's replied at all, is that he believes in multiple Qurans. Thank you, Amir. That's something we Christians have been telling Muslims for years in this park. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, I have said to Amir that if his holding on to Leibniz's law means that he cannot engage with these two positions, that we cannot divide the divinity and we cannot confuse the persons of the Trinity, then that means Leibniz's law is not sufficient to engage in the argument. Because every time he appeals to Leibniz's law, he tries to confuse the persons, something we reject. Now, I'm being charitable to Amir.
50 million?
And I'm saying that he understands Leibniz's law. I am saying that Leibniz's law doesn't give him the lexicon, the language to engage with the Christian position. And I'm inviting him to engage with my position from what I said or from my sources, and he's declining to do both, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you answer my question? Yes. What was the answer? Did he give a yes or no? Or he didn't? Because the question was a true dichotomy. A true dichotomy entails it's either yes or no, and there is no third option. If he posits a third option, it's a fallacy. The guy doesn't know how to debate, unfortunately. And I have to teach you. So now,
it's all right.
Track. When it comes to your belief, every Christian
I guarantee you that some of the ones doing the transgender pushing it in the churches.
You understand that different
that wasn't in the Bible.
Methods to come to that conclusion, yes or no?
Yes.
I need to know yours. I need to know what you believe. Do you believe that the Father is identical to the essence or not?
Right. So, do you want me to reply? Pause time.
If it's a dichotomy, answer. If it's not, don't answer.
Right. Well, you carry on.
Okay, so he's not going to answer. So, guys.
No, I'll answer in my turn.
No. From this,
yes.
We've demonstrated that Bob is incapable of hashing out
Gregory
his
wasn't here.
Because if he says that the Father is identical to the essence, then on the transitivity, the Father just collapses into the Son. And if he says that the Father is not identical to the essence, is going to entail that mono-humanity would follow, a.k.a. that although we don't have identical
You're talking about the Dark Ages,
but we share the same essence, then that would entail that there's one human being under the same counter method. He knows this. And he knows he can't argue against this because he knows I'm more philosophically inclined in relation to that concept. And that's fine, Bob. But if you're going to waste my time and you're going to waste everyone's time, then we're not getting anywhere. So the question again, back to you, and this is the final discussion I'm going to have with you because you're clearly engaging, okay? When it comes to saying that the Father is identical to the essence, do you hold to that statement? And if you do, when you say identity here, does identity hash out that whatever's true of B is also true of A, yes or no? This is the final time I'm going to speak about it because you clearly don't want to give a position. So go ahead, please.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, did you hear an answer to the question about the Quran? No. Amir is big on ad hominems. I don't know how to debate. I don't know how to engage. Ladies and gentlemen, he has ignored the question about the Quran, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a question pertinent to his own argument. If there is one Quran, in what way are the Hafs, the Duri, and the Warsh the same? When the Hafs, the Duri, and the Warsh are different texts, different manuscripts with different words. The closest we got to an answer was, well, they come from the same source, Muhammad. Well, the Son and the Holy Spirit come from the same source, the Father.
Well, I don't live back then.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Amir is not good at listening because I have said to him that Leibniz's
wasn't a lot of those kings
is clearly
controlled that?
tripping him up. Because he is saying that through Leibniz's law, the Father, the Son collapses into the Father. That's something that Christians categorically reject. That means his description of the entailment of our belief is false. And so his argument is false, ladies and gentlemen. Let him engage with this statement, however he wishes. The Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit cannot be confused. They cannot be collapsed into one another. If you want to genuinely polemicize the Christian belief, you must do so from an accurate reading of what we believe. I have stated very clearly that as Christians, we don't believe the Father and the Son can be collapsed into one another. Therefore, any philosophy that does contrary is not sufficient to the description.
Is the Father equal to the essence?
The Father's essence, yes.
Okay, bring it up again.
No.
So why did you waste 5 rounds to tell me that?
Because you're not listening to what I'm saying, bro.
I'm going to engage now. So now his position is that the Father is not identical to the essence. Thank you for actually telling us the position 5 rounds later.
But is it the Father's essence?
I'm not done.
Is it the Father's essence?
Yeah, different translations.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
written in
different
languages at first.
That's synonymous.
No. Hold on one second. We obviously don't know what divinity is, except
what's the word essence to you?
I'm trying to describe it. You would learn more if you interrupted less, Amir. Ask a question, listen to an answer, and then you'll learn. No.
I'm doing
Your rhetoric, Amir. We can go back to timing if you want, because I think that would be better. Right. So let's firstly be clear. That in terms of human language, when we talk about the divine essence, we are simply saying that thing that God is, without being able to describe it in the same way that I could describe your essence as being genetics, carbon, No. It is the thing that God is. It is the thing that the Father is. No, we know about the essence through the attributes, through God's interaction with the world, i.e. his will, i.e. his works, i.e. his activity.
Can you give me a single lexicon that defines it the same way you do?
When it comes to God, we just say mystery, because it's not like we can stick
you don't know what words mean anymore?
A Muslim really shouldn't make that argument.
No, please. Test me. Try me.
All right. How does Allah descend if he's above his throne?
I got you. First of all, that's not a question of definition.
How does Allah descend?
I'm answering you. Calm down.
Go on, answer.
The answer to the question is that that's not a question of definition.
How does Allah descend?
Calm down. Don't panic. It's
Go
okay.
on.
No, let me answer.
Yeah, and then we'll reply.
When you say how does God descend, this question is not a question about.
That's why we have thousands of religions.
Modality of a specific
Actually, there's religions that disappeared too.
Calm down.
I mean, I studied
So
mythology.
The question you're asking me is not
in
even
high school because I
analogous
wanted
to what
to
I'm
get
asking
the
you.
regions
Hold on.
Go on. How does it descend?
I'm not asking you how does God have his essence.
So how does he descend?
They believe in
No.
rain
You're
god,
panicking him
sun
because you
god,
know what you have to say as a
the
Muslim.
Greeks had
Well, go on then.
gods.
I'm responding to you.
So tell me how he descends.
The answer to the question is, when you ask me how does God descend, it's not analogous to what I'm asking you. Don't interrupt. Because I'm not asking. Hey, God, calm down. I am not asking
good
you,
question, Mr.
how does God have divine essence? I'm saying
Ron,
that
ask
the
him
term
to defend
essence,
it.
independent of who is predicated to, how do you define, how do you cash it out? That's
How
the
does
question
he
to you.
descend?
Answer the question. How do you define essence?
Why are you running away from the question?
Why are you running from my question?
Amir,
I asked you first.
I'm trying to answer your question, but you keep interrupting.
You can't catch me. I'm too far ahead of you.
Amir,
Answer the question.
Amir, you're too much ego, bro. Too much ego.
I know, I understand.
Too much ego.
With you, I have
We're trying to answer questions with a question.
Too much ego. So
to
answer the question. How does Allah descend?
The word essence, how do you define it?
Right, fine. I'm going to try again to give my description of essence. How do I define it?
Definition.
I'm going to give my definition.
And give me someone who
right?
agrees with you.
But then
A lot
I
of
want
people
to
say
see
the
if he'll
King's
bother to
version
answer this question.
or
He didn't
something like
answer
that
the
is the
Quran
best
question.
one. I don't
Let's
know.
see if he'll answer this question or whether he'll run from it.
The King's version
So
of
I'm
the
saying that
Bible or something?
the definition of God's essence.
I've heard that.
The definition of it is that thing that God is. That substance, that reality that makes God God.
Is that the essential properties?
And that we cannot describe it further because it's
You know more about it than I do.
It is beyond
Marianne.
human description. But we know that God has an essence and that is what his divinity is made of. So I've given my definition, whether he likes it or not. Now let's see if he will actually answer my question. Simple question. How does Allah descend when he is said to be above his throne?
Has nothing with the argument.
Not an answer.
I don't know what that means about being above his throne.
What's the answer?
I have no idea what that
discussion was
means.
regarding the Trinity and whether his.
What is the answer?
Calm down.
What is the answer?
No, calm down.
You're running, Amir.
Wait. So, if it was
You're
bad not to answer
running,
questions, right?
You're running.
It doesn't feel good,
You've
right?
been doing that the entire
It doesn't
debate.
feel good to answer questions, right?
You've been doing that the
I
entire
wouldn't do
debate.
it. Good at
Well,
all.
I would
at
love
this
to hear the
debate.
respond to
How does Allah descend? Yes,
I'm
that's
not going to let you run away.
Oh,
Go on,
okay.
Billy.
13
How does Allah
scribes,
descend? Go on, answer.
James King.
Go on.
Is that supposedly the original best
I'm
one?
not going to engage in anything.
King's version?
Brother, calm down. I'm not going to engage in anything.
No one's irate.
I've seen preachers quote
I'm trying to respond to
what you're doing.
He's in full panic.
Okay.
We're
going to wait for the answer to the question. How does Allah descend when Allah is above his throne?
Shouting doesn't make you
Go
right.
on. Answer the
Is
question.
anyone talking to you?
No.
Is anyone heckling you?
Yes, you are.
You're
into it.
Was the matter to speak?
You're into it.
Thanks so much.
Hasn't
I'm listening.
England or Britain always been a Christian country? I know it was conquered for a while
When it comes to essence,
by the Muslims for a while, and then they got all kicked out.
In scholastics, this simply refers to the set of essential properties. So because that is hashed out, I can go ahead and proceed with my critique. So he doesn't believe in identity, because identity to essence, aka whatever is true of A must be true of B. So the question still remains: what is the symmetry break in the analogy if somebody was to hold to mono-humanity under the fact that there's one Sotu, such that Sotu is humanity, and three persons satisfy that Sotu because they meet the essential properties found under Sotu, aka rationality and animality. If they match that, then under your definition of what a being is, they are just one human being. What is that symmetry break? If you can't give a symmetry break, then it's not going to work. And also, when you say, oh, well, God's essence is different, well, that's not part of the analogy, because the definition of an analogy is to draw an analog between two examples. The analog here is the way that you count in relation to how a set of predicates is found.
Yeah, I'd like to see him try to defend the Quran.
You saying that God's essence is different doesn't change anything. So answer the question. What is the symmetry break? What is the symmetry break between the examples? If you can't account for one, he's simply running and doesn't want to engage because he knows he'll get absolutely destroyed. And if he gives me a positive question about Allah descending, has nothing to do with the argument. I'm willing to discuss that another time with you. Right now, we're talking about whether you believe in three gods.
You're going to take a week?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear an answer to the question of
how does Allah annoying, right, Sante?
No, exactly. And this is the problem with Amir. He thinks that the cameras are not recording. He thinks that the cameras aren't picking up the fact that he demands answers to questions whilst not answering questions, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I've tried to move this conversation on, assuming that Amir is a good faith debater, a good faith interlocutor, because I've tried to suggest to him.
Oh, it does.
That
Marianne,
you're
so true. I so wish it would go.
I've invited him.
A lot of people aren't following
with this statement
what's going on in Iran,
Christians, we
but
don't
really they are trying to push
that the
Islam
Father and
out.
the Son can be collapsed into one another. That's just a categorical, fundamental,
that's the best one.
foundational belief
Mr.
of
Fixer,
the Trinity.
holy water.
If you can't engage with that, then you can't make an argument against the Trinity, ladies and gentlemen. And at no point has he done that. And being charitable towards Amir, I've assumed good faith, and I've assumed that it's Leibniz's law that's tripping him up. And I've invited him to move beyond
I don't get that whole bacon
Leibniz's
thing.
law.
The Jewish don't believe in the bacon either, so I don't know.
To show me one scrap of evidence from any Christian production of literature that says we believe in three gods. He has not done the same. Again. And I have pointed out again and again and again that Muslims in this park say that there is one Quran. If you've heard Muslims say that, put your hand up. Loads of people have heard Muslims say that. But he says
would you like to debate him, Sante?
You're different. We agree there are different Qurans. So explain to us how they are the same, Amir. Because when you answer that question, we might progress the argument about the Trinity.
No, my position regarding the Quran has nothing to do with what you believe. Now, did he give a symmetry break? Did he give a symmetry break? You didn't give a symmetry break, Bob. What was the question that I asked you before you responded?
You asked for a symmetry.
Between what?
Between the two analogies.
Which analogy? What was it?
The analogy, it would be the analogy between the Trinity and the Quran.
Nope.
Oh, gee whiz. Gee whiz, I didn't remember every predicate.
The guy does not remember the same question that I asked him pertaining to my own session. So what are you doing? You're wasting everyone's time. I asked you. No, hey, stop. because he
It
just
was.
put up for not listening.
No.
The guy's preaching.
No, I didn't.
And then we
The
can
guy
thank
literally
Carter for
preaches.
that one.
I asked him the question at the end of the discussion. I said, hey,
Back they were
what is the
highly
difference between
educated.
these two accounts?
They're still
I
pretty
asked him,
educated.
What were the accounts?
Stop.
What were the accounts?
No, you fumbled already.
What were the accounts?
You already fumbled.
Well, tell us then. What was the accounts?
I'm about to tell you.
So that we can do the
Hey,
playback.
brother.
So we can go and compare what he says to the camera. Go, tell us. Go on, tell us.
Don't panic. You're already cool.
I think you can't remember yourself.
You're already cool. I remember.
Go on then.
I got you.
Well, go on then.
The symmetry break that he said supposedly was between analogy of Christ and the Trinity and the Quran.
Strokes after this debate. Don't let it get to you, Shante. Don't let it get to you.
And mono-humanity.
It's food for thought.
One human.
True.
So
Fair.
you fumbled.
Fair.
You're not a good listener, and you've exposed yourself as someone who's not literate, not philosophically inclined, doesn't know how to engage in hermeneutics, and there is no point in debating you because you know
The problem is they get so many extremists in their religion. That's the biggest problem.
To be honest.
Okay, guys, let me respond. Guys, let me respond. Brother, let me respond. Let me respond because I'm
it's pretty hard to debate because you're...
Amir's running away. Amir's running away. Amir's running away. Christ is Lord. He's running away. Let's just tidy up something. Because his argument, he's re-edited the argument. If you go back to the very beginning, and it's a shame that he's run away because he shouldn't hear this. Listen, I said that his argument against the Trinity was analogous to the Quran. And then he brought in the third example of analogous.
Shante, have you ever gotten in a debate with anyone?
I said that God is different from his
creation. I know, I don't debate it.
But the Quran is divine.
But I don't debate it.
Jesus Christ is divine. And so the analogous argument between the Trinity and the Quran is closer to one another than an argument between humanity and divinity. The problem with Amir is he didn't want to deal with the fact that I was willing to drop Leibniz's law to defend the position that the persons Father, Son, and Holy Spirit
taking a life, they do it.
If you're going to engage,
you agree with it's sort of like the left. They want to kill you. You agree with them, or else they'll attack you and kill you.
With their starting assumptions, ladies and gentlemen.
That's exactly what they're doing now. And the left is getting awful close to Islam now.
And lots have had homonym arguments against me, saying I couldn't debate, saying that I didn't know philosophy, saying that I wouldn't engage, that I was poor in hermeneutics, because he wanted me to agree with a law that by his construct could not describe the Trinity sufficiently, ladies and gentlemen. And when I brought out the fact that Muslims in the Quran have exactly the same problem, asserting that there's one Quran, when Amir admitted in this debate there are several Qurans. Thank you, Amir.
At least I can bring up the comments
today. He
was
unable to describe to us in what way were they the same Quran. The only thing that we got was, well, they came from Muhammad.
It's just a waste of breath often, I think.
But many things come from Muhammad.
It's one thing to teach it, another thing to debate it.
That doesn't mean that their Quran does it.
You know?
So clearly that wasn't a sufficient answer. And the reason why this debate did not progress, even though I gave space for Amir to do so, is because Amir's got a sophistic script.
I have no idea what this guy is. I just seen it and I said, hey,
and he doesn't
maybe people will be interested in this.
The philosophy to the Trinity is equivalent to a map to topography. A map is not the physical land. It describes the physical land. And some maps are more accurate than other maps. And you can have many maps for the same space.
I'm definitely pro-life. You're killing your own kids.
And some will be so accurate that only specialists can read them. And some will be so inaccurate that they should be chucked away. And that's why Christians can pick
the vaccine, you got to debate about
down philosophy in its description of the Trinity,
Colin, you
like
gotta
I
debate
did
him.
with Leibniz.
It was bad over in
because
England
I
with that,
recognized
too.
in Amir's
They were really
use
cramming that down your
that
throat.
it was insufficient to describe
That
what
one you
we
have to debate.
believed. And the reason why I didn't go along with his question arm wrestling is because I knew anything that I would say would be interpreted according to how he was using Leibniz's law,
Gregory
not
is on
according
here. He's
to what we believe as Christians. And if you remember, I said that the entailment of the argument, the entailment of the position of the belief is only true if it is accurately described. And he was not accurately describing Christian belief as part of his polemic, ladies and gentlemen. Any questions? What? So I'm not a philosopher, but as I understand Leibniz's law, it is that if A and B share the same properties, if A is equivalent to B and C is equivalent to
they see themselves
B,
as a hero.
then C and A
totally
are
do.
the same.
You're so
That's
right,
the
Mr.
argument.
Fixer. I used
But the problem with that is if you use it, because there's nothing in Leibniz's law that says this only applies to persons.
When they talk to each other,
which was his defense when I used Leibniz's law on the Quran. There's nothing in Leibniz's reading that says this law of philosophy only applies to persons. No, it doesn't. It can be applied to anything, including books, ladies and gentlemen. So if Muslims are saying that 7 different books are all one book, then Leibniz's law applies. They have to describe to us how A and B and C are all the same when A and B and C are
I've seen him burn little
kids
and everything.
Ladies and gentlemen. And Amir ran from that because he didn't have an answer to the problem. Any other questions on the Trinity or the debate?
Why is it that's the fallback topic for Muslims, and no matter how well you explain it,
I'm not sure what will fix it.
Muslims attack the
I think
Trinity.
Iran falling will cut down on a lot of the funding of it.
Trinity wrong.
And
the Quran,
extremists won't have a home there. You know, because they totally have a home there right now.
We Christians believe
I'm hoping for the fall of Iran.
That is a lie.
And their people hate that live there actually hate Islam. They're going to totally kick it out.
And we're coming to you.
That'll be a step in the right direction. It won't be a final step.
Live and direct.
It'll be actually a big step.
Speaker's Corner.
Because it's pretty much gone out of Iraq, the extremists.
Twitter page and also
a bunch in Syria and Turkey.
YouTube page. And like I said at the start,
but their
I did say we will be ending
if Iran falls.
this live stream at 4 p.m.
They don't use any of their money for their people.
They use it all end in a few moments.
Building
and
nuclear bombs.
All I can say to everyone who is watching is thank you very much. We are due to be back here at Speaker's Corner next Sunday from
and they get a lot of their money from
till 4 p.m. So we're due to be back.
China's buying a lot of their
Speaker's
oil
Corner from 1 till 4 p.m. And earlier on, we had a conversation with a Tory member, so a young man by the name of Oliver, who's a member of the Tory party, and Oliver supported Robert Jenrick in the
they kill their kids.
Election
honor
that took
killing.
place, the leadership election.
They'll
of the
kill their
Tory
kids.
Party that elected Kemi Badenoch as the leader of the Conservative, and as you know, last week Robert Jenrick jumped ship. And
I'm hoping it happens on its own. I think they need just a penny push.
Nigel Farage with the other dodgy persons
they've
who
taken
were
over parts of their country already.
Part of
the
the Tory
don't
party.
have the
So,
guns.
as you know,
they don't have their own guns.
the Tory party is now filled with has-beens,
get some communications there,
who are from
and hit a couple spots.
the Tory party. And what was really amazing today was that Steve the Atheist, you all know him,
I don't know.
he was due to engage with me
People
today.
willing to let themselves get
And
gunned down
he was meant to come down
to get their freedom
and be here at 1 p.m. for me to interview him about all of the shenanigans that's taken place within his party, Nigel Farage's party, but at the last minute,
what's your thoughts on Nigel Farage
and
there,
says
Colin?
he is instead going to another event.
And
because
anyone
he
in
chickened
chat.
out. I'm of the belief
it's a lot better than what
that
they've
the
got, I
reason
think.
he chickened out was because Nigel Farage instructed him not to attend here today to answer important questions in regards to all of these has-beens who are Tories who are now joining Nigel Farage. So what a sad state of affairs. But just to let you know that in the future,
sometimes
we at Urban Scoop for Tommy Robinson, on Tommy Robinson's Twitter page and also Tommy Robinson's YouTube, you will be getting a multi-camera approach. You won't be just getting one camera here at Speaker's Corner. You'll be getting a number of, let's say more than one. And we will be able to switch from one camera to another to see different debates taking place. What we will also be able to do is that we will be able, many of you on YouTube and the Twitter will know that I love to, oh my God, there's a nutcase who's here. Yeah, so many of you will know that.
Yep, Shante. Agree.
I'm just watching a nutcase in the background. Yeah, I love to bring callers onto the line. So within 5-6 weeks down here at Speaker's Corner, we'll be able to got the technology, just like a radio show. We can bring callers in from around the world, and it will be different than you're used to when I get callers on one phone. But also, we will be able to invite you from anywhere in the world to come online on your mobile phone via. Bob, before you go, we're just about to shut. We're just about to shut down. 4 o'clock,
what needs to
and we're
happen in the
currently live
Muslim
and direct on
religion
Tommy's
is
Twitter and Tommy's YouTube.
they need to kick the extremists
anything
out.
You have
the
to
Muslim
add
religion has
to
be the
say to the people watching.
It doesn't do any good for us to speak up against it.
I would say, guys, that what you need to do is you need to make sure that you go deep in our Christianity. If we're going to build a Christian nation, if we're going to recover our Christian identity, it is on each of us and all of us to go as deep into that faith as we can, given our resources and our abilities. So what we need to do as Christians, what we need to do is to go deep into Christianity. Go deep into the faith, the doctrines, the values, the history, the customs, the culture, the heritage. Because only when we come to embody those things through knowledge will we be able to transform this society back into a Christian nation. And it is that we're striving for, because it is in Christianity that the English identity rests, ladies and gentlemen. The British identity rests.
You know?
Thank you.
You're going to have a lot of kids.
You can't go yet.
Okay.
You're firing me up, Bob.
Yeah.
On December the 13th, you appeared on stage for, what was it called again?
Christmas Carol Service.
Oh, bringing Christ back in the Christmas. How was that for you, sir?
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was absolutely wonderful. And to every brother and sister that came to that carol service, I send my greetings and peace of our Lord Jesus Christ. And this kind of public worship is what we should be seeing organised by our churches.
I've seen it happen.
Fact that it fell amongst
really in the Kurdish
the Confessing Church of England,
areas,
a Pentecostal, and a group of laity to organise something that the state church should have organised demonstrates what a failure the state church is being. But I hope
think the 5-time praying
the heritage, customs, and culture of this nation, that once a year,
5 times a day, the other's 4 times
at Christmas, we have a mass national gathering to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ every year.
Both crazy.
And the final question, have I also seen you appearing on a podcast as well recently with Leon Tufts?
Yes, I have.
What was that like, Bob? Let people know.
I mean, Liam Tufts is always a lovely person to have a conversation with. I really love him. I think that one day he'll become a Christian, and I hope that I get an invitation to his baptism.
He thinks that guy he was just debating is going to be a Christian? I don't think so.
But the thing is, Liam is someone who has what the Bible calls is a man of goodwill. He's not a Christian, but he's throwing his weight behind the Christian church. And if you're not a Christian, but you value the Christian heritage of this nation, then get behind Christians that are fighting for a Christian nation. Lend us your support, and together we'll build an alliance that'll change our country for the better.
Video's almost done.
See you next week, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, for those of you who are watching behind the scenes, you know who you are.
That's the game plan. We'll see if it works.
To shut down. So those behind the scenes, you know who you are. You have my permission.
I got a lot on the election fraud stuff.
Now, do they give, now for his channel, do they give him that video so he can put it up? Yeah, we're just talking about himself. It's no problem. I'm not going to lose any sleep by not knowing. What's your name? Sean. Dylan. Dylan. You see,
yeah, you should fear him. The bad ones. And it tends to be the men, not the women, but the men. They can lie to you in their religion. They believe they can.
You could do that through
so
what they call
when I was doing a lot of the
you could do that
tracking all this,
the reality is
were women.
There is a
Some of them were Muslim and they were against
like
this.
someone who's Christian based upon a decision that they've made.
Can't really say
trust in the salvation
because I'm still friends with them. I still talk to them. They fill me in on what's still going on.
However they acknowledge it, you know, the public acknowledgement is secondary to the fact that they've done it. Ultimately, the biblical answer to your question is you baptize them. You publicly baptize. That's what the Bible says. There's no sinner's prayer in the Bible. What you do is when somebody becomes a Christian, you baptize.
Maybe not fear, but cautious. That's where it cut off, everyone. All right, I'll see everyone tomorrow. Did I get everyone's comments up? Hopefully I did. I'm going to end it here. I'll see you tomorrow about 4. All right, take care. It should be on the election stuff. Bye-bye.